Why did Mike go there tonight in the first place?
Mike was planning to rob him.
Who's him?
Bobby.
Why Bobby?
Because he's got like a big amount of cocaine, a big amount of heroin, and he's got $25,000 of cash in his house at all times.
She admits that there was a pre-planned robbery that was supposed to take place.
We were going to make a plan, like...
What was the plan going to be?
Like, he asked me where the rooms were, so I told him the placement of the rooms.
Did you write them down? Did you?
Yeah. It was a map of, like, the house. It's kind of like a layout of the house.
You're part of this, and it got out of control.
Yeah.
While passing through Chester, New York at 8:15 at night on December 18th, 2019, a motorist noticed a man crumpled on the street. Pulling over, they were shocked to find 28-year-old Michael Partridge beaten and bound. They called 911, and Partridge was rushed to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Investigators traced his movements back to a home shared by Courtney Clemenza, Seth Pelzag, Robert Haskell, and Timothy Smith. Earlier in the evening, Partridge had shown up with a gun with the intention to rob them. They were able to disarm him, but instead of calling the police, they held him down and beat him to death with a baseball bat.
Everybody's drinking. I'm the only one not drinking. Hey. All right. So, here's what we're going to do, all right? I'm going to John and I are going to kind of sit here, so don't be creeped out by us looking at you, all right? But we're just going to let you take us through today's events. Start this morning, work all the way until you're at the quick check with us, all right? And then what I'm going to do is, just so you know, is once you go through, we'll go back just like the pen thing, and I might direct you to areas to kind of, make it clear in my mind and make sure I'm understanding what you're saying.
The detectives start the interview with a friendly tone, giving Clemenza a chance to tell her version of events.
Woke up, I got me and the baby dressed, Seth came and picked us up, I dropped her at daycare, we dropped her at daycare, I went and hung out with him for a few hours, and then I usually pick her up between like 3 and 4. I was going to pick her up with him, but then I saw Mike was parked with his grandpa's car coming out of McDonald's and in that parking lot, and I just didn't feel comfortable because they don't like each other. I think I slept with Seth, and I don't know if you can tell, but I think Seth might be gay, so. And once I saw his grandpa's vehicle, I was just like, just take me home. I didn't even tell Seth, I just had him drop me at home. I walked to get milk first because I didn't want to deal with him myself. And then my mom texted me he was outside. He's been coming to the house. He's been kind of homeless the past week. His family doesn't really want anything to do with him, so unbeknownst to my mom, a few nights I have let him sleep in my room. She hasn't known, and I'd let him leave the next morning. But he'll pop up during the day, and I just tell him he can't come in because he's gotten caught up from my mom a few times, and they just doesn't like him. My brother doesn't like him, and it's our house, the rules. So I got the milk, she texted me he was there, and then he pulled up at Shell, and instead of causing a scene, I just got in the car with him, and then he went to the daycare, and he had a handle bottle of vodka opened, and I said, I'm not having my daughter come in the car with you, and he didn't like that. He started yelling, and I was just like, let me out of the car. So I got out of the car, I grabbed he must have went to his grandpa's by then because he wasn't in the parking lot.
That was, I'm sorry, the shell we just pulled over in. Right
yes, that one.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. And then, so I walked home with the baby because it's like a block away. And then he pulled up again on me on the main street. I think it's 17. I don't know if it's 94 or 17. Where they're right in front of the diner. And he's like, oh, just get in the car, I'll drive you home. I was like, I'm not having you drive drunk with my daughter. So then I just walked across the street, and then he pulled on, parked on the side of the road, got out of the car, started following me. Like I said, and the neighbors were out across the street. There's a red house and another one, and they were coming down. And I said, just please leave me alone. He doesn't take to that very well. He doesn't listen. I could tell him, please don't come over. He'll tell me I'm on my way. comes to my window, knock, 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 and it's just like he'll get loud, and he just has not left me alone. And he's not afraid of police, he doesn't care, he's in a reckless lately. And he told me he's not stopping until he goes to jail. Because, I mean, this is the first time he's ever really been homeless, so I know he's kind of been crying every night, but he's also like, this like ball of anger, and I don't know, he basically told me, no, I was like, why go to jail, just go to rehab? But, I don't know, he's the know-it-all, 28 know-it-all.
What's his problem?
And I've noticed lately, so he was in the past, and then when he went to jail and he came out, I believe he went back.
Yeah.
So I mean, I found him, and he said he got the flu shot, and they gave him a pack of needles. I've never heard of that. So then I called Seth, and I just wanted to get out of the house. Like, please, just come pick me up. So he picked me up because my granny told me he was going to be on his way if I didn't answer him. And I just want him out of my life, but I just want him to just amicably leave, you know? I told him I don't want to call cops on you, like, I don't do that crap, just leave. Like.
Clemenza describes a situation involving harassment. According to her, she tried to be reasonable, but the man continued to trespass.
So, and then I was at my friend's house, and we were sitting in the living room. I made my daughter mac and cheese, and first we heard like a tapping, and I was like, "Was that you?" And
what friend?
Seth.
Okay.
Right now in the living room watching Big Bang Theory, I think was on, and I heard tapping, and I just looked out. I didn't really see anything, but I was just like, you know, maybe I'm paranoid because, you know, he keeps calling and texting, and maybe it's just in my head. So then Seth looked out, and he thought he saw someone, like, leaving the driveway, but he wasn't sure. So we didn't think anything of it. And he must have been going around the house, or I don't know, that ding on the side of the car. All of a sudden we heard a bang, and it sounded like a gunshot. There's a hole on the side of my door.
The door that came open?
Yes.
That's new?
Yeah, that's tonight new.
From
Him.
From Michael?
Michael.
Okay.
And then, after that, like, he left. We thought he left because there was a few minutes gone by. Nobody heard anything, and all of a sudden, like, I saw it like slow motion, I swear to God. I had my daughter, we actually just walked, it's like kitchen to living room, and we walked, and he must have shot like at the door to open it, like with a fucking rifle. And you just saw like, you know, like blowing in like, you know, air and stuff in slow motion. And like I looked, and it was like at my daughter's side, so I just got really scared, and he came in, he wouldn't even look at me, and like he went to go lunch at my friend Seth. And I just like panicked. I mean, Seth got the gun out of his hand, and then I like heard tussling and like started freaking out. So I just got out of there. I walked down the block to kind of like, you know, I didn't want her freaking out, and like I don't know if she'll remember that. I don't want her seeing that. So I kind of just left for a little bit. I came back, and they were gone. So I don't know what happened. Like from that, like when Seth hasn't spoken for hours, he's very visibly shaken up. I don't know if you can tell. He won't talk to me. He's just kind of pacing around. He just says, I don't want to talk about it. He's like, Mike tried to kill me tonight. I saw the look in his eyes. I could tell he's like scared for his life. I mean, they haven't gotten along, but like...
Who, Seth and...
Michael. And he just needs help. I don't know if like this was his way, because he like... First, when he shot, he walked out. I don't know if he was like trying to lure Seth outside. It was weird. So every time like he would tap, then he would like try to like lure someone down the driveway. It seemed. I don't know if he was trying to lure me or trying to lure Seth, but nobody was going outside, and that's when he came, shot the door, walked in.
Was anyone else there with you guys?
Bobby was there. He stays there too. I just left because I didn't want, my daughter was screaming. And I just felt terrible. Like
Now, Bobby was in the back of the car tonight when you were
yes.
What did he say about the whole thing to you?
They haven't spoken. They just, like, kind of... I've stayed in Seth's room, and he's just kind of, like, sat there like this. Like, he's, like, visibly... It's like a look of just worry. He's bipolar, but, like, a look of worry and panic.
So when you got back from your walk with
How far did you walk? Like,
I walked like all the way down the road, and we took like maybe half hour, 45-minute walk, I would say.
and then came back?
Yeah, I just didn't know what was going on, didn't want to know, and just was like...
So when you came back, who was at the house?
Bobby and Seth, and
Okay.
Mike was gone.
Mike was gone? Okay, so I'm going to take you back to the beginning. Okay, and now I'm going to ask some questions to kind of direct you.
Gotcha.
And see if we can, because I don't know these areas that you're talking about.
Gotcha.
Okay, so this morning, let's go a little bit further back.
Okay.
You said Mike, you had Mike unbeknownst to your mom.
He didn't stay at the house last night. His son was, he has a 3-year-old son.
Okay.
And I guess he spoke to the kid's mother, who has the same name as me.
Okay.
So his grandpa let him stay with the baby at the house. So he was staying at his grandpa's last night.
Okay.
And only
So the last time that Mike actually slept,
last night, the night before last
the
night.
night before last night. Okay, so just so we're all on the same page.
She would have found
Today is
Thursday.
Thursday?
Technically.
Yep, today is Thursday.
So Tuesday to Wednesday.
So Tuesday night into Wednesday night was the last time Mike actually slept at your place.
Correct.
Okay.
Clemenza is confident as she tells her story. She believes that her story is simple enough that the detectives will believe her without looking too closely at the details. I recently released another shocking case on my Patreon. This video shows the interview of a man who, after being involved in the murder of a man and his wife, later ended up shooting a 12-year-old boy in the head. You can watch it right now at patreon.com/strangerstoriesplus.
So Tuesday night into Wednesday night, Mike sleeps at your place. You allow him to sleep there. Mom doesn't know this is occurring.
He hides under the blankets. I have like three comforters and a lot of throw blankets.
Okay, so he showed up. He sleeps there. Everything was amicable. No,
I mean, like little fights, but we've just kind of been nitpicking on each other's throats, because we used to stay at his grandpa's house and have more space. We were kind of like stuck in a, it's literally, I don't know if you were in my house, it's just like...
It's a bedroom that's tiny.
Yeah, but it's, 3 people, it's tiny.
So, but I know, it seems like to me, just by how you talk about Mike in some aspects, there is this on and off again type of relationship with him.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me ask, and again, we're all grown adults here.
Yeah.
You're a young woman, he's a young man. Tuesday and Wednesday night, did you guys have any sexual contact with one another?
No.
When was
Well, my daughter there.
Okay, when was the last time you actually had sexual contact with him?
Maybe 2-3 weeks ago.
Okay. So you guys are on, it's an on and off relationship.
Yeah.
Kind of like a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's Tuesday into Wednesday. So Tuesday into Wednesday, let me ask you this. Prior to this whole incident occurring, has he ever been physical with you?
When he's taking Xanax, but very seldom. He's not like that really with me.
So he's mostly passive with you, just yells at you verbally?
Yeah, he's just more of a barker.
Not real aggressive towards you physically?
No.
Just kind of a loudmouth?
Yeah.
Okay. You know this stuff?
Yeah, I've known him for like 3 years.
Okay. So in the 3 years, he's not been physical with you?
Actually, I was with someone right before him, and he was abusive, and he'd actually, he wasn't friends with, he was kind of like friends with my ex, and he would see, like, him, like, us fighting physically. He was like, I'm getting you out of that, so.
Mike said that to you. So he's kind of like, right, he's kind of like, not somebody that you would say was abusive to you?
No.
Okay. So he's just somebody that you're trying to take care of because he was going through a tough time homeless-wise and addicted.
And, like, usually his grandpa and dad help him, but, like, his dad got sober, so now he kind of, like...
Pushes him.
Yeah, it's like...
But in your... Other than this, the drinking and the addiction that he's been...
The drinking just got so bad lately.
But even with the drinking, has he been real physical with you at all?
No.
Okay. So he's not been real physical, no altercation. When was the last time you had barring this yelling at the, out in front with the drinking in the car and not having the daughter there, which is totally understandable. When was the last time prior to that?
Like a loud fight? I mean, we've been fighting a lot lately, but just kind of like little snippet fights,
Like verbal, just...
just like nitpicking. It hasn't been like screaming matches or... Like,
nothing like you had to call the police for because it's a domestic. Okay. All right, so he's not... That's good. That means he's just more of the addiction and he's just not with the alcohol. Okay.
Yeah.
So... Now, you said you wake up this morning.
Yes.
Now, you said you were at your mom's house. Where's your mom's house? That's where you usually lay your head?
Yes.
Okay. So have you ever gone and told your mom that he's abusive to you, or your brother that he's abusive? I'm sure they hear the little nitpicking.
Yeah, I mean, they hear the fighting, or like when I tell him to leave and he doesn't. You know, I just get mad because like she's yelling at me to get rid of him, so it's kind of like stressful. And my daughter's yelling, so I'm just like, get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Understandable. So now, he is not there this morning.
No.
So it's you,
Mm-hmm.
your brother, Vin, and your mom, Gina.
Yes.
You guys are all at the house.
Yes.
You wake up and get ready for
Daycare.
daycare at what time?
I want to say between 8 and 8:30. Because she went around 9:15 is when we dropped her off.
Now, when does Seth didn't sleep there
No.
overnight? Okay, so when you go to drop off, who's with you?
Me, Seth.
You, Seth. So what time does Seth show up at the house?
Around 9 o'clock. Between 9 and 9:15. It literally takes a minute from my house to the daycare in a car. So.
Okay. So so Seth drives you around,
Yeah.
basically.
What car?
The silver Toyota.
Now, who owns that silver Toyota?
It's technically in my name because he's had a few like mess ups with his license, but
The questions about the truck do not arouse Clemenza's suspicions, although she should be wondering why they are interested.
it's really his.
When you say his, who's?
Seth.
Seth? Okay. Now, I don't know Seth's last name. What's Seth's name? Pelsang. Okay. So that car is technically registered to you. Insurance is yours?
Yes.
Okay. But Seth is the one who's always
stays
out.
with him, yeah.
Okay. So now, where does Seth live?
He was living in, but then he moved into the room in Goshen. It's I don't, cause when he gave me it the first time, it took me the wrong house. So I think he messed up and gave me the wrong number. He gave me, but I'm not sure. It was like right there though, so it's like.
So it's in the area. Did you put it in like GPS?
Yeah, so the phone's open.
If I pull up, like if I go get a map, and you'd be able to point it out which one it is?
Of course.
Maybe I'll get a piece of paper and a map.
Yeah.
You think it's near, if you go on, so what road do you come off of? What is that?
That main
207?
road, right, where the DMV I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Or,
The new court.
Yeah, it's literally when you drive, you maybe drive 2-3 more minutes, and right before the bend, you'll go on.
Okay.
So before John goes and gets that map for you, who owns that house?
I don't know. I just know Seth rents a room.
He rents a room?
I'm not. A few other men live there.
Who do you rent it
I'm not sure because I know. I think the one gentleman who's on vacation right now. I don't know.
So who stays there that you know of?
Bobby.
So Bobby stays
And
there.
there's this big black guy, but I don't know his name. I know he works overnight because his car was there when we were there this morning, but he sleeps all day 'cause he works.
Was he there last night when the gunshot happened and all that?
He was, and he was sleeping.
He
So,
never woke
no,
up?
and when I walked back, he was gone for work. So.
Okay.
And what, like the gunshot's a big deal, right?
Yeah, and at
Sort of
first,
loud.
we thought we heard a gunshot, but it was, I guess he had a crowbar. I'm not
Okay.
sure, but.
All right. We'll go back, but so it's somewhere in the area. So when you turn on, is it on the right hand side or left side? Left hand side.
But if you go right from the main road, like I was telling him, left side.
Left side. Okay. So Bobby stays there. Seth stays there.
And two other people.
Two other guys.
Right.
One of which was out of town.
Yeah.
And the other one works
yesterday.
overnight.
Correct.
And he was there.
Yes.
Okay. So John's gonna go get that thing. We'll have you kind of pinpoint that while I ask you some more specifics. One of the things. So now we're at daycare. So 9 o'clock. He shows up between 9 and 9:15. Seth. All right. He is in that car, which is the Toyota. Okay. Knocks on the door. How long?
He just texted me here. Oh, he just texted me. I deleted it because it was just literally going to say here.
Okay. So he texted you here.
And then I just brought it outside.
And then you brought out, and you guys head over to, what's the name of the daycare?
Correct.
All right, which is like a minute away.
Yeah.
All right. So now you guys go over together, and you drop. He stays outside.
Yes.
Now you come back out.
Yes.
All right. Where do you go from there?
We went to ShopRite. We got...
Now, you gotta keep in mind, I don't know where ShopRite is.
We passed it on the way. That main light in town where Walgreens was here.
Is that Goshen or Chester?
It's Chester.
Okay.
Where Walgreens was here, it's that plaza down here.
Okay, so you went to the ShopRite in Chester about what time?
Maybe 9:30. It's not even 2 minutes from daycare. Everything's kind of like bing bong close.
Okay, so 9:30 you go there. What'd you guys go there for? What'd you buy?
Breakfast food.
Breakfast food?
Yeah, we got bacon, which turned out to be rotten, eggs, and orange juice, chocolate milk, and he got creamer for coffee.
Okay, so you were there for about how long?
10 minutes at best. It was pretty quick. There was nobody inside.
Okay.
It's early,
yeah.
so it's beautiful.
So you were in and out in about 10 minutes at ShopRite around 9:30, 9:40, and then where do you go from there?
Went to his house, and he made breakfast.
So you ended up going over to
Yeah.
to have breakfast with him at his house?
Yes.
All right, so now in that time period, do you see Michael in his grandfather's car? Or
No.
Does Mom reach out to you saying he's anywhere in the area?
Yeah, she did say he popped by the house.
At what time?
There are certain events that Clemenza has to take extra care to be accurate. Any period that can be verified or contradicted by security footage, phone records, or another person will be especially damaging to Clemenza if she lies.
It was a little after 10
Okay.
that she said he stopped by. I guess he went to my window, so I wasn't inside.
Yeah.
So he knocked on the front door, said he had my laptop, which he does have, because he did lose his phone, so I let him use it to, message me on Messenger. And,
Now, didn't he get that back? I thought he gave that back last week, the week prior. No?
he did, and I let him use it again. But my mom didn't really know.
She didn't know that. Okay. So he still had that
Yeah.
laptop.
He did bring it back for a little bit, but then he was in the room with it, so then he just took it and he left.
Now, do you have that laptop or no?
He does.
He still has it. Okay. So it's probably over at Grandpa's, that's where he stays?
Yeah, should be.
Okay, so
I saw it today in the car, so I'm sure.
it was in
In Grandpa's vehicle.
Grandpa's vehicle you saw it? Okay. So the laptop computer is in Grandpa's vehicle when you see it. What time did you see that?
It's like between 3:45 and 4, because I got... Usually, I'm scheduled 7:30 to 5 for her daycare, but sometimes I try to pick her up by 3. I don't want her there all day.
Right.
So I try to, but today I know I was there almost at 4.
What
She
type
did
of...
have her Christmas party at 3. So.
What type of computer is it?
HP.
HP.
It's
Black.
red.
Red HP. Okay. So you saw that in the car
Yes.
between 3:45 and 4 o'clock. So you have your breakfast over. How long are you out there for?
I was there till about 3. We were just hanging out. We watched a movie, Lawless, together.
Good movie.
Yeah, I've never seen
Not
it.
bad.
It's really
Yep.
good.
Not bad.
We watched Southpaw.
Oh,
We started.
another one?
A
That's
little
not a
bit.
bad-
Yeah, I saw that.
That drags on a little bit, but it's not a
Yeah.
bad movie.
He put up blinds in his room, and we just talked. I haven't really hung out too much in a while because Mike doesn't like him, and I've kind of been holed up with Mike in my room, so.
Well, did you guys go anywhere in that time period? Do
No.
anything? Any shopping?
No, we just hung out.
So you just hung out at the house.
Yeah,
Anybody
so-
else at the house where you're hanging out?
The guy was sleeping upstairs, but I've never really seen him or ran into him. I've seen him like once or twice in passing.
Was Bobby there?
Yeah, he was there too.
So,
But
so is Bobby hanging out with you and Seth?
no,
Or is
just
he-
me and Seth.
Just you and Seth? Now, do you know Bobby at all?
Yeah.
Now, how do you know Bobby?
He used to, his cousin, I think, stays at the opposite side of my mom's house.
Okay. So you know him from being in the neighborhood?
Yeah, he used to, I don't know, he worked in the industrial park in Chester. It's like a 5-minute walk.
Now, does he know Michael too?
He's seen him in passing.
Have they had any relationship?
Not really. I mean, I don't know why, but all of a sudden he thinks I'm sleeping with everyone, and I'm not.
You think you're sleeping with Bobby too?
Yeah, I don't know why.
So has he confronted Bobby?
Yeah, and Bobby's just he's older. He's like, listen, I'm older, I don't want her, I don't even know her that well, so he just tells him no, but
Okay.
Michael's gets stuck in his head sometimes. I don't know if it's alcohol, but...
So you were at after, so you left daycare at what time? Drop her off?
This morning?
Yeah.
9, picks me up like between 9 and 9:15, so it's like right around there.
Okay, and then you leave and you go to, you don't stop for gas, you don't
Well,
stop.
we stopped at ShopRite for breakfast.
That was after leaving. That was 10 minutes.
Breakfast, home.
Oh,
Well,
and then his house, but no stops for gas or anything else.
No.
And you stay there until 3.
Yeah, and then he brought me back.
And that's all in the same car, that silver Toyota that's registered to you. Bobby's out there. Did you talk to Bobby when you were staying over there at all? Hi.
He came in and said hi. Asked how the baby was. That's really it.
Okay. So now, we'll just take a break from that and see if you
So
can.
this is 207, that's the main road. I got two printouts here. This one's a little bit more standard. It's not topo like that.
Okay.
Or satellite view.
That's weird.
So here's 207.
Okay.
This is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you come
Yeah,
onto
you
the
come
road?
up here.
And then
Like this driveway, but this,
Yeah.
like, yeah, 'cause that house is here and then this one is.
Using a map, Clemenza is able to point out the house she was referring to earlier.
It just looks weird on top.
So why don't you circle the one that is the house?
It's weird because it's like, I guess this might be the...
Or do you pass a long shed here? Long.
That? Yes, that's
Barn?
where you park, because this is where, like, the cars park.
Okay. Can you do me a favor and
Yeah.
just put your initials next to that?
and where do you go in?
Right on this side.
Okay.
So that's Seth's.
His room is up here. So you kind of go in and then go around and then go up steps.
Can you just kind of put an arrow there and put steps, just so I know, so I don't, because again, I don't know what the hell that is.
Right here.
And where's you said there's Bobby lives there too?
Yeah. he's
Where's his room?
right next to Seth.
Okay. And is there anybody else?
There's 2 more fellas on this side.
Yeah.
That's
How well you know that?
That's upstairs?
I don't know.
That's all upstairs?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't really know him. I've seen, like, the one guy who's out of town. I've seen him a few times. He's given me, like, a toy giraffe there.
Okay. So he's not around right now.
Can you do me a favor and just sign your name down here and then we'll date it? That way nobody alters it and I have a recollection now of where you're talking about. Today would be the 19th.
Okay.
And John has the time.
Let's go with 6:28.
Okay. So now you're over there till 3 o'clock. Now it's you and Bobby
No,
and well Bobby's there, right? He's
Oh, at the
when you leave at 3, Bobby's still there, right?
Correct.
Okay. And that other gentleman's still sleeping.
Yeah.
And the other gentleman had already left.
Yeah, he left, I believe, yesterday or the day before.
Right.
I'm not sure.
So he went on vacation, you said, or
He went to
something?
his parents' house in Florida. I
Okay.
guess for, like, the holidays and stuff.
Okay, so he's gone. So there's nobody else in the house. You go with Seth to go get.
That was the plan, and then when we were at the top of the road by the Shell at the light, I just, like, saw birds. I don't know why, the corner of my eye looked, and I saw Michael leaving McDonald's and pulling into there, and the way he parked.
Pulling into where? The Shell?
Pulling into the parking lot, because it's like a strip mall of, like, delis, and the laundromat's where it ends, and he parks around the laundromat, and then it...
And what time?
Is the plaza the same size as McDonald's?
Correct.
So he's in that plaza?
Yes.
So he was at the McDonald's and then went into the plaza?
Yes.
And what time was that?
I picked her up, it was almost 4 o'clock.
So he's there around between 3:45 and 4.
Yeah. But it was a little earlier because Seth brought me home first. So it was like, I wanted to stay around 3:30, and then we went around the Shell like we did. He dropped me off, because my road, you could go either way in and out.
Yeah.
And he dropped me off this way, he left. I didn't want to see Michael, my mom needed milk, so I went this way to Shell. My mom texted me, like, right as I got to Shell, and said, well, why the fuck is Mike here? He's parked outside. Tell him to leave.
So hold on 1 second. When you see, when you're with Seth,
Mhm.
and you see him at the McDonald's pulling into that,
Yeah.
what's he driving?
His grandpa's car. I don't know, it's like I think a Ford. It's like an older style Ford.
What color?
I think it's silver.
Okay.
Or grayish. It's like a grayish silver.
Okay, and how did you know it was him?
I just knew it was, he was driving like a retard. It's an only car. I just
When you
know
say
the
that,
vehicle.
when he's driving that way, what do you mean by that?
Like just driving fast, erratic.
Okay. So you ID him there, and that's at 3.
It's between like 3:30, 3:45.
Okay. So you must have said something to Seth.
I just told Seth, just bring me home. He's like, why? I'll get I gotta take a look.
So he didn't know you saw Mike?
No.
Okay. So now he drives you over to your mom's, right?
We get out, yep.
And he pulls into the driveway, drops you off. Now where does he leaves?
Yeah.
Okay. Where was he going?
Home. He just dropped him.
Alright. So do you go inside and talk to Mom?
Yeah. I went inside, I told her I was gonna...
Did you tell her Mike was out there lurking about?
No.
Okay.
I was hoping he'd come up.
And you don't think he saw you then?
Telling someone that Partridge was there would have helped to strengthen her story.
No, he didn't, because he was driving this way and I went the opposite of the island. So
Okay.
Perfect.
So now you walk to the Shell gas station.
Correct.
At what time?
Right after he dropped me off, so around like 3:45, 3:50.
Okay. And you buy what there?
Milk.
No, that was it?
Yeah.
Now do you walk back home before going to the daycare, or?
Yeah, as I was walking back, as I was leaving Shell, he pulled in Mike and was talking, and he's like, oh, get in, I'll take you to get... I was like, I really don't want to. I was like, you know what, you can drop me home, because I didn't bring the stroller. So I was like, you drop me home, and then I'll just bring the stroller.
Where'd that conversation happen? In the
At Shell.
At the parking lot? Where in the parking lot at Shell?
He kind of pulled almost towards like the front door, like in between the pumps and the door.
So there's the pumps, you got the door,
And there's
he
like a
pulls,
little bit of space.
and he pulls right there,
Mm-hmm.
and you have that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And he's driving Grandpa's car.
Yes.
Same car you see
Yeah.
driving around here. All right. So now you have that conversation. He's like, get in. We'll go get together.
Yeah.
You say no.
Yeah.
And what happens then?
He still drove to the daycare.
With you?
Yeah.
So you did get in the car at the Shell?
Yeah, I got in the car.
With the milk?
Yes.
Okay.
And then he just like put his foot on the gas, just drove retardedly, and as he was turning, his main concern was grabbing that bottle of vodka, so I knew he was already like 3 sheets to the wind.
Did he grab that vodka while he was, like, when you were in the parking lot of the Shell, or was he out on the roadway?
As he was turning to go towards the daycare.
So he's leaving the parking lot, turning out of the parking lot?
Mm-hmm.
And what time was that?
Maybe 3:55-ish.
Okay. So now you guys go to the daycare?
Yes.
All right.
And then I got out of the car.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to get... I'm not getting back in the car with you. He's like, I'll let you drive, but the car's like on its last leg, so I just don't want to, because actually the grandpa stalled in that same parking lot, and the car wouldn't turn back on, so I just want to be responsible for any of that. So then I was just like, you know what, I'll just walk home with just go home. So then we started yelling because he wouldn't leave, and then he finally left. He got home.
Where was that conversation?
Right in front of the daycare.
So that's right...
Right in front of the daycare.
And what time was that?
Like 4.
Did anybody witness that?
I didn't see anyone. I was like just kind of putting my head down, hoping nobody saw.
Okay.
And luckily,
And that was right at 4 that this was happening?
Yeah.
Do you already have at that time?
No.
So you haven't gone into school yet?
No.
Okay.
And then I went inside, grabbed her, came out, and he was gone. So we walked home. We were walking home, and as we got like in front of the diner, he's I just see him like pulling into the diner parking lot, and like, I'm not letting you walk home. And I'm like, you throw a rock at my road, like it's not a walk in nature.
Oh, you're right there.
Yeah,
Right.
literally like throw a rock.
So do you ever get in the car with him?
No, absolutely
So
not.
you guys walk right to the house?
Yep.
Now, while you're getting that milk at that Shell station, you're getting a call from Mom saying he showed up at the
I got
house.
a text. Yeah, she texted
Now,
me.
what time was that again?
That was like 3:45, 3:50.
Is when Mom texts you.
Yeah.
Hey, what's he doing here?
Yeah, I was fucking here.
Okay. So, and now you say to that what?
I just said I don't know, because she already knows. Like I could tell him till blue in the face. He doesn't listen. He does what he wants. I don't know. He thinks he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't care. Very hard-headed.
So what time did you get back to the house?
It was like 4:10 maybe.
Was he following you the whole way, or?
He went all the way to his grandpa's house down on Hudson Street, which if you were in the diner, you just keep going. There's a Cumberland Farms, and then past that is his road.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the dead end of grandpa. So he went home because he doesn't have a phone right now. He broke or lost when he was drunk. He only has a different phone that goes on Wi-Fi, I guess.
Okay.
So, and my laptop. So he went to his grandpa's house, and I don't know which one he went on, but he messaged me on Facebook, and he's like, I'm not letting you walk home, I'll be right back. And I'm like, okay. I was ready almost. So I'm like, okay. So then he pulls on Like, he's coming, pulls in the diner, tries to get us to go. I said, I'm not getting in the car with you. He starts, first then he follows me on foot a little bit, and I'm like, just leave me alone.
How far did he follow you on foot?
Not far, because then I got back in the car, because I just grabbed.
Given Partridge's habit of not respecting boundaries, it is unclear why Clemenza would keep allowing him into her home.
Was this around the diner when he goes in?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I just kind of grabbed her with the little bit of energy I had from being sick, and then I just got. So I grabbed her. Luckily, there's no traffic, so I book it across the street. He books it across the street in the car, pulls over like by the liquor store, and then gets out on foot. And I'm just like, leave me alone. So I don't like to fight in front of. And of course she says, it's not her real father, but she's daddy, daddy, daddy. That's all she really knows. So she kind of like ran up to him. So I was like,
this all happens between the diner and the gas station type deal? Like
the diner in my house.
There's a diner in your house.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then he's like, what do you want me to do? Do you want to hang out? I'm like, just leave. I'm like, I'm already getting ringed up because you're parked outside. Like, just go home. So he's like, okay.
So he left.
Yeah.
What time did he leave your driveway?
Maybe 4:15 or 4:20.
4:15. Now you're in the house.
Like in 5-minute increments.
You're in the house.
Outside by like where my mailboxes were.
So you haven't even made it inside with.
No.
Okay. And then he finally leaves at about 4:15.
Yes.
Now you go inside.
Yes.
All right. Now you're inside with Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, Mom sees what's happening.
Yeah.
What's Mom say?
Why are you with this scumbag? And then I called Seth and I'm like, hey, can you come pick us up? Can we stay with you for the night? Like, I can't stay here. Like, he's just going to keep popping up. Like,
did you text him or call him?
Called him.
So that was at 4 what?
Like 4:15.
Right.
And he was there pretty quick.
What's Seth say to that?
He's just like, you need to leave him already. I don't know how many times I got to tell you. Like, you can't be around this. He always tries to lecture me. Well, I'm stubborn too, I guess. I don't know. And then that was the last time I heard from him until the tapping.
This was from Mike.
Yeah.
Now, so 4:15, Mike leaves you.
Yeah.
That's the last time you see Mike.
Yeah.
At 4.
Maybe 30:35 is when Seth
is
pulls
when
up.
Seth shows up, and you call Seth right after Mike leaves.
Yeah.
You say, I want to take and get out of here.
Yes, I just want to get away from the night.
Okay. When you walk in the house, and your mom and you have that conversation, right? What, were you upset? Were you pissed off? Were you like...
I was out of breath and annoyed.
Out of breath and annoyed?
Yeah.
What were you annoyed at, specifically?
Just that he just doesn't listen. Like, and he knows he's causing problems between me and my mother, and he just doesn't care. It's Michael's world, never religion it.
So he just wants to kind of go against the grain to be with you.
Yeah.
Is basically what it is.
How's your mom feel?
She hates him with passion.
How's your brother feel about him?
Hates him more.
Okay.
Hates him more.
All right. So 4:30. Seth shows up around 4:30.
Yeah, around there. Like.
Now what does he show up in again?
The Toyota.
The Toyota. This registers to you.
Yes.
Okay. He shows up. You jump in with. Okay. Car seat in there?
Yeah, I just keep it in there because I don't...
Now, where's the car seat in the car?
In the back behind me. Well, behind the driver's seat.
So behind your driver's seat?
Yeah.
Does it ever come out of the car?
No.
It always stays in?
Yeah, like I don't, like if he goes out, Seth, sometimes he'll take it out with me and out with his
Well, that's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, but it never stays out of my house.
Okay. So he knows he's coming to pick you up, that car seat's in the car?
Yes.
Okay, because he knows.
Yeah.
Okay. So now he picks you up about 4:30, 4:35. You guys leave your house after Mom basically tells you.
Yeah, she wasn't mad at that point. She knew it wasn't, she knows I
Right.
can't control Mike. She actually helped me pack and told me, go enjoy myself. Turn the phone off if you have to.
Okay, so you take off with Mike. Do you got?
No, not Mike.
I'm
Seth.
sorry, with Seth. You gotta trying to keep everything in
Right.
mind. So you take off with Seth. 4:35. You're going over to. Do you stop anywhere?
No. Actually, he realized that I forgot diapers, so he was just so tired that I dropped him off, and then I went to CVS and Goshen and got diapers.
Where did you drop him off at? So you drive from Mom's house
and then I swap seats.
And then you swap seats with you.
Yeah.
You take the car now and go to the Goshen CVS.
Correct, which is right up the block from the quick check that we were at.
The security footage from the CVS will be obtained and examined to see if it corroborates Clemenza's story. It happened before the murder took place, so it isn't likely to contain anything relevant to the case.
Okay, and you buy
Diapers and wipes, because I forgot. I got everything, clothes, toys, and the one thing I forgot.
Okay. So,
She's went into anyone there?
No. I don't really know anybody in Goshen.
okay. So now, you go up there, do all that, you buy the diapers and everything for and do you get a text from mom or a call from mom or a call from from Mike or anybody?
Mike doesn't have a phone. He can only message me on Facebook.
So unless he's got that computer,
out of everything.
So unless he's got the computer, he can't get a hold of you.
Nope.
Okay. So do you don't see him again until he?
No, because he's not supposed to leave Chester. Like he'll only drive around Chester to find me. Lately he's been on foot a lot because him and his grandpa haven't been getting along. So I don't know how he got to the car today. But I know they haven't been really talking. I know the son broke the ice with them.
So Grandpa really isn't allowing him to use the car?
No.
Okay, why?
He did get in a bad accident last year, November 30th.
Mm-hmm.
I was working at Mobile, and he went, it's Mobile, and then it's Taco Bell and a car wash, and he, you could hear, it was a truck back then, he had a Ford Explorer, this big one, and he pulled out, and I guess wanted to pull in where the Taco Bell was and smashed into someone, and now the grandpa and him are being sued.
Okay. So now, at what time do you, 4:35 he picks you up? It's not that far to your house.
No, it's like...
So what time do you get there?
Like 10, 12 minutes later.
So you're there by 4:45?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you're there, how long do you stay there before you go back out to CVS?
I went quick because our whole plan, we were going to just hang out, watch movies, maybe order food. We weren't sure yet what we were going to do. Just hang out, the three of us in his room. He's got an air mattress right now, but it's one of those, comfort ones.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just going to hang out, kind of get away from all the drama and bullshit and just talk. Because we haven't really been able to, talk one-on-one.
Now, when you get there, who's there?
The dude is sleeping. I didn't even know. That one of the guys that lives there. Bobby was upstairs in his room, and then it was me, Seth, downstairs.
Okay. So now, you guys are there. You go out to the Goshen CVS. What time do you get to that, roughly?
Maybe 5:10 around there.
Can't imagine you're there too long.
No.
How long do you think you're there?
I went in the aisle, grabbed the wipes, diapers. I grabbed a box, one of those macaroni and cheese things you pop in the microwave, and I grabbed Arizona.
Okay. Your big Arizona Snapple fan?
I love the Snapple. They don't have, I don't know why, raspberry's so hard to find.
So now, you finish that. What time do you think you leave the CVS to go back to? Roughly.
There was I guess they have a new little self-checkout thing, so I did that for the first time. I had to take a few extra minutes, because he wants to run around the store, blah, blah, blah. So it took probably 10 minutes in total.
Okay. Nobody approached you, talked to you, nothing like that. So 5, what would you say you're back from there?
I'm trying to think. I got there 5:30, probably 5. Got there 5:30. There's 10 minutes, 5:40, so maybe 5:50ish. Because you got to go through town and it's 30, so it's a little slower, slow motion, and that's rush hour time. So.
Okay. So now you get back there, and Bobby's there, Mike's there, guy sleeping's there.
Mike wasn't there.
I'm sorry, he doesn't. Mike doesn't. Now, what time does Mike show up?
I don't know. It was we were hanging out maybe 45 minutes to an hour, I want to say. Yeah, it was like that turning point. It was starting to be dark, but not too pitch black. Where you could still see shadows walking and stuff. But
so now you were there. You guys are talking.
And
what else are you doing?
I'm feeding. her both eating the mac and cheese. She's running around, cracking up, playing with her toy, her Peppa Pig.
Like watching TV or?
Yeah, Big Bang Theory was on.
Okay.
We were like kind of watching it. I don't really
Box.
watch that show.
Anybody watching it with you?
Nope, it was just us.
The detectives are more interested in this portion of the timeline.
Okay.
And then you say us.
Me, Seth.
All right, so now you're at. Give me a rough time. Like give me an estimate on when that tapping starts to happen.
It had to be, I'm trying to think, we watched like one full episode and maybe a half of a second one, so maybe like 45 minutes. Like it all happened so fast. It was like a tapping and then like so we were looking out the window and like I thought I saw someone, but it snowed, so like everything kind of looks jumbled and stuff, so I couldn't tell. So then we just kind of were like paranoid and we're like, is this Mike? And then Seth was like, no, you're just kind of bugging out, you're upset because what happened. Like, let's just, relax. And then we heard the bang of him hitting the car, and, like, then we opened the window and saw him, like, leaving the driveway. So it's like, all right, you know what, we're not going to go outside. God forbid he's trying to do anything. Let's just stay inside. So then it was very quiet for, like, 5-10 minutes. So
What time is that, though? Roughly.
Maybe, like, 6:30-ish.
So 6:30,
6:37.
you hear this going on, you hear the bang. What, did he have anything in his hand out there when you hear the bang, when you looked out?
I mean, looking at the dent, at the hole, I could see, but I didn't.
What did you think it was?
It was like a hole. I don't even know, like an axe maybe. I'm not sure, but he didn't have anything.
He wasn't holding anything.
I mean, we didn't see him. We just heard this bang, and then we looked, and he was walking down the driveway.
Down the driveway. Did you see his grandpa's car?
No.
So
and
when
I took the walk, like I walked all the way to the end of the block. I didn't see it on either side of the road, so I was like confused because he's not talking to anybody. It's like no friends right now. His family kind of turned their back, so I can't imagine he got a ride. So I don't know where he parked it.
Okay. So you hear the bang. You don't go out immediately with Seth or anybody.
No.
Then what I'm going to have to do is be very specific with me with what transpires next. So you hear the bang. You see Mike out there, and you just said you saw Mike walking back down the driveway.
Towards the road. So
what was he wearing?
I just saw, because he has this black jacket, which is all he really wears. That's all I saw. All I saw was black, so it was darker out by then.
Okay.
So he had his black jacket. I'm assuming the only pair of jeans he's been wearing for a week. And I know underneath he has sweatpants, probably.
Okay.
That's what he's been wearing every day.
So now you see him walking away. What happened?
Then it got quiet, so we kind of calmed down, settled down, got set back down watching TV, and then
For how long?
It wasn't even like 10-15 minutes, and that's when we heard like a shot at the door. And like it was just crazy. Like I just turned around and just saw, because it was right where the doors were, like you walk and stuff, so there's like dirt and stuff on the floor. You just saw like dirt flying. It was kind of like out of a movie. And we walked from the kitchen, so I was like scared shitless, like I could have got hit.
Okay.
And then after.
What type of door is this?
Just a normal.
Is it like plate glass door? Is it a steel door? Is it a wood door?
Does
it have windows on it?
Yeah, it has like a window,
Oval?
I think with like the panes on it.
Stained glass? Or clear glass?
Clear glass.
Clear glass.
I don't remember too much. It's just.
So where do you see him from when you see this?
I immediately grabbed. I walked in the living room, and then like he came in, like towards Seth. Like he followed Seth upstairs because Seth was going in his room. Like and then they ran upstairs together. Start panicking. I start panicking, and I grabbed my coat, put her coat on real quick. She's crying because she don't know what the fuck's going on. We hear commotion upstairs.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
I want to take you back. That shot, when you hear that shot in the dirt, where are you standing when that happened?
I just got back to the living room from the kitchen throwing out the mac and cheese container.
And this shot was at the front door, that side door that the map you showed us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one?
Yeah. It was just
one shot?
And then like it sounded like a kicking in.
It was loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was loud.
So.
It was scary.
So he
He's never.
Where was the
acted
tapping
like
though?
that.
You said there was some tapping?
When you sit in the living room, there's a TV, and then there's like 2 windows. There's that this window that I heard of. And that's the same tap he does when he's at my house.
That's before
Yeah.
this
It's
shot
like,
and everything.
Yeah, it's like 10-15 minutes prior.
So you hear the bang at the car.
Mm-hmm.
You guys look.
Tap, bang, leave, comes back, shoots the door.
So bang, tap, bang, leave.
No, tap, tap, car. Yeah, tap, bang, leaves, and then comes back and shoots the door.
Okay.
The order of events is slightly confusing, and Clemenza has to repeat herself multiple times. It is still unclear if Partridge only meant to frighten them or if he intended to cause harm.
And then, you saw a rifle? What did you see to say that it was a shot?
Because when he came around the corner, I saw the barrel. It was a long barrel. And he was like going like...
Did you see the stock of it, or...?
It was just a long black thing. I don't know. I'm just like... it was like so... Everything happened so quick. And like, I was like gonna follow him, but something told me not to, just like to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So I just like, I was panicking. I put my jacket on, I got her little jacket on, put her boots on, grabbed her, and just...
Now he's upstairs at that point, knocking on Seth's door?
He followed, because Seth was downstairs, and like, he's not a confrontational guy, you could tell. Like, I could beat Seth up, yeah. So like, Seth got scared, like, he just ran upstairs, like, he was just, I guess, gonna go in his room, shut the door. I don't think he knew Mike had a... I mean, obviously he knew he heard the shot, but he won't even talk to me about it. He was very, like, suppressed about it. So he just ran upstairs. He just told me, he just sat there and said, I felt like I was going to die tonight. I just ran upstairs, and then, like, you just kind of heard movement, like, shuffling. So I just was like, she's screaming, and she must have known it was Mike. I don't know by the jacket. She's saying, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. Mm-hmm. So I'm just like, grab my kid and go.
But she's not upstairs. You guys aren't
upstairs.
No,
we're downstairs.
You're downstairs.
Yeah.
So you see Seth, and you see Mike run up the stairs.
Yes.
Was Mike ahead of Seth or Seth ahead of Mike?
Seth was in the front, and Mike was like following quickly behind him.
He said, Mike. You said that Seth is not a confrontation person, right?
No, he wouldn't hurt a fly.
He wouldn't.
No.
And he said you could beat him up.
Yeah.
Even non-confrontational people have their limits. In some cases, they can react more violently than those with tempers.
Like if you talk to him, he's very like soft-spoken. He's just very, very passive.
But there's a lot of guys that are like, 7th belt karate specialists that
he's not.
That are, you know that for a fact.
He's not at all.
Do you think he's scared of Mike?
Yes, honestly.
How do you know he's scared?
Michael is psychotic, and like he's very like in your face. Like if he don't like you, he'll like monkey move at you. He just.
But he's not like that with you.
No, like he won't monkey move because he knows better. Like he's seen me in my ex fight. I mean, not that I'll beat him up or anything, but and he's told me I would never hit my girlfriends, whatever. But he doesn't care with guys, and like Seth won't tell me he's afraid of him, but you just know.
Okay.
He doesn't. He won't be around him. He won't put himself around him. He will not be with him alone.
Okay.
So
now they go upstairs, and you hear rustling around.
Yeah.
And you leave the house.
Yes.
And where do you go?
I walked up the street all the way down to the end, just kind of like collect my thoughts.
Down the end of the driveway?
I went down the end of the driveway and all the way down the block.
Right or left?
Left.
Left. Okay. So you go down the street all the way back to the left, not towards the main road, but...
No, towards like the back roads and stuff.
Okay. With...
Yes.
Okay. And you said you got her up, was she dressed?
She was dressed, I just had to throw her jacket and shoes on.
And that was it. What were you wearing?
No, not this. I was wearing sweatpants, dark gray sweatpants, and my big jacket.
And your big jacket?
Yeah.
Okay. So...
Excuse me.
You okay? So... Yeah, I know, they're not the most comfortable chairs.
I know.
So, you grab Bella, you go down the road with just a jacket. Anything out carrying anything else? Bags?
No, I can't with her. She's a little chunk of monk.
Okay. So you're walking down the road with her?
Yes.
And at this point, it's only Bobby in the house. What's Bobby's last name?
I don't know. I know his cousin's last name is Fuller. I don't know if they have the same last name, to be honest.
Okay.
I don't know.
But Bobby was in the back seat of your car tonight?
Yes.
At the quick check?
Yes.
Okay. Or this morning, I'm sorry.
Wow.
I know.
So, sorry.
So, Seth there, Mike's there, guy sleeping's there, and Bobby.
Yes.
When you leave.
Yes.
Okay. You just hear tussling upstairs.
Yeah.
But you don't know.
I didn't know what was going on. Like, there wasn't screaming. Like, trying to recall. Like, it was just kind of like a lot of movement, you know. Like, I don't know if it was pushing around or I just didn't. Cause I just kept, as she like heard it louder and we got closer, because you know we're upstairs, you kind of gotta go underneath basically, and she was just, and since then like she's been broken sleep all night, on and off. I don't know if she's scared. Like when she woke up, she was like, "Mommy, mommy," and like she just needed me, and then she was just like this for like an hour, and she, like.
So what time did that happen? What time was that about, roughly?
I had to be within a half hour of the tap. I didn't even I left, I didn't even bring my phone. Because my mom, I was in the middle of texting, I'm like, yo, Mike just shut the fucking door. And she was like, you need to get home. So then, I didn't even take the phone, I left my bag there.
You texted Mom that?
Yeah, and I had like
4%
battery. I don't, honestly. I had to be between like.
Now your mom doesn't have any minutes, so that's that text.
Yeah, the text app.
Okay.
It had to be between like 7:20. Like it was all so quick, and I just left my bags and I just grabbed the baby and left. I didn't, care about my stuff at that moment. I just left.
When was that? That was at the end of the night, or when you were walking down the road?
When I was walking. I
okay.
Just left
So do you remember what time roughly?
I want to say maybe 7:30.
7:30.
For the most part, Clemenza may be telling the truth. This wasn't a premeditated crime, so Clemenza would have nothing to hide for the majority of the evening.
And you said you had 4% battery?
Yeah, because I looked, I believe it said, I think it said 7:22 on the phone.
Did you tell anybody he had showed up?
They saw him. Oh, my mom, but that was about it. I don't.
What time did you tell her that?
Right when I was leaving, I texted her, saw my phone had no battery, just threw it in the bag, and just left.
Okay. So now you leave. That's around 7:30. You take about a 45-minute. Thank you. Take about a 45-minute.
Some powder on it.
Yes.
Sorry.
You're fine.
But they're still good.
You leave about 45 minutes, so that would be 8:30. You're coming back.
I don't even remember the time I came back, but yeah, that'd be.
About that time?
Yeah.
Does that sound right, or?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so you come back around 8:30.
Yeah.
And who's there when you come back?
Seth, and Bobby. The other guy was gone for work.
Okay, Seth and Bobby are there. Anybody, did you ask what happened? Mike wasn't there.
No.
And you didn't see Mike's car when you walked down the road and went to the left?
No, I didn't see, when I first left and heard the banging, so I didn't know if he got dropped off. I was like, that's what, when I left with her and, first I calmed her down and we started walking, and I'm like, you know what, let me look for his car, because maybe I'll pull the driveway with the car and just, lure him out of the house. But if he was still there, I don't know if he ran back to the car. When he drinks, he just gets very erratic.
So
there's no controlling him.
So when you leave, the last time that you see Michael is when he's running up the stairs behind Seth.
Yes.
When you go down the road and then make the left and go around the block for your 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's because where you see the houses, it's kind of the beginning of the block, so it takes, on foot, and I can't breathe, there's up and down hill.
Sure, it takes a while.
Yeah, it takes and it's cold.
No problem.
It does take
and it slows you down a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
So, but you don't see the car?
No, that's also why I was driving slow to maybe, because, it didn't
you were driving or walking?
I was walking, but I was walking, and I was kind of looking for the car in maybe a driveway. I was thinking, because there was no shoulder with the snow and stuff, so I'm thinking maybe he pulled in a driveway, so I'm kind of looking for this car at the same time.
Okay. So you get back, what does Seth and Bobby say about what happened?
Nothing.
Did you ask?
I asked Seth, and literally he hasn't moved from this chair all night. He's just been looking ahead, and all he keeps saying is, if you talk to Mike again, I will never speak to you. He tried to kill me tonight, and he's just very.
Have you talked to Mike since? Has Mike tried to reach out to you on the computer since?
I signed out, so I can't get any messages until I sign back in.
Okay. So there's no way for him to get a hold of you?
Have you talked to his
family at all, or
no?
Told him how messed up it was, or?
No, because his grandpa, he's in his 80s, and he just, like,
Doesn't
doesn't
need that.
need the stress, you know?
Okay.
Courtney,
So,
I'm sorry, I've been running back and forth a little bit. So Mike's running in, he shoots the gun,
Yeah.
comes through the door, and he's chasing Seth up the steps?
Yes. Seth was downstairs, and,
Seth-
like, because we were all downstairs, you know, watching
she
TV.
doesn't see that actual thing. He goes up the
Yeah,
stairs.
like,
And
Seth
who else,
goes up.
where's Bobby?
He was upstairs in his room, and then the guy sleeping was in his room.
And who's he?
The other guy that lives there. I don't even know his name.
Do you know where he works?
I have no. I think the industrial park, but I'm not.
What's he drive?
There's a silver Honda Accord.
Okay.
Two door, four door?
Four.
Okay, so now they don't say anything to you.
No.
Now where do you go from there?
I went back in the house and then just kind of went up in Seth's room, laid down. She was panicking.
Describe the room to me. Was it clean? Was it?
Yeah, his room was clean. He's a kind of a neat freak.
Seth is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's when you walk in, there's like a dresser, a TV that's on like a chair like that. Then he has a little nightstand, an air mattress. It's one of those like comfort queen ones. And then next to it, he's got kind of a nightstand.
Did you check on Bobby to make sure he was okay?
He can't, like, he was walking around and, like, he was kind of, like, disheveled, too. He was just, like, pacing back and forth because, like, where it is, it's, like, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, and then bathrooms here. So there's, like, this communal space.
Did anybody
So,
have any cuts on them? Any, like,
No.
injuries that they needed to be attended to?
No.
The detective is trying to determine if there were any noticeable defensive wounds. Clemenza's story about Partridge attacking them would at least give such wounds a plausible explanation.
There's
Bobby
no
didn't.
gashes or anything.
Seth didn't. No bruising.
No.
No bumps.
That's kind of what I was looking for first, to see if, like,
Slaps or
'cause I
scratches.
said, you know,
They didn't get shot.
yeah, because when I was, like,
Pistol whipped. You know, seriously.
No,
Seriously,
I know.
and you know, when you get back there, they're both in this
Like-
this state, but.
But yeah, Bobby was just pacing around, like in the communal area,
Mhm.
and Seth was kind of just sitting there, just like telling me if I talk to Mike again, I'm gonna have to choose, you know, him as my friend or be with Mike, and you know, he's like, that's crazy. Like, he brought a gun here to shoot me. He's like, I can't have that. Like this.
But nobody had any injuries on them. Nobody had any broken bones or anything like that on them. Nothing like that.
No.
Okay.
Courtney, I gotta ask.
Oh.
You don't like you never. Why you guys didn't call the cops?
I don't even know. Like, I don't even know,
You
to be
know?
honest. I don't think that. I knew they didn't. I don't even know. to be
So,
honest.
I'm just
I
gonna.
left my phone at the house.
That's okay.
I know you already know.
Where did you? So after you go back there and check on them, where did you go from there? What did you guys do?
We
from
hung
there?
out in Seth's room.
Until what time?
Until now.
Until you got a call with me. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, I was just laying down.
Did you go anywhere?
No. I was tossing and turning all night.
So Seth was with you the whole time
Yeah.
tonight
Yeah.
until we called,
Correct.
and you're laying in bed with Seth, or?
Yeah. It's like, he has one lullaby, so it
Sure.
was Seth Bellamy.
And where was Bobby? Was he in
It
his
was
room?
his room.
Okay. So you guys were all at the house.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Were you watching
John.
anything good?
What?
Were you watching anything good?
No, but they have, Seth has, what is that new thing called? Fire
stick?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
You
put
get some
Stuart
movies.
Little on
Yeah, you get
for
some
the
movies.
baby. Yeah.
John and I are gonna step out real quick. Do you need anything?
No.
All right.
Water?
I know.
And if
I
you
just
find
gotta-
more chocolate, I'll grab it.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab a water. Do you want one?
I'm good with it.
Okay. Bathroom good?
Yeah, my hearing back came up.
Oh no. Do you know where to roll to?
It's clear. It's like one of these ones.
it's
The backing.
It's be one of those
Yeah.
pain.
You know what you say to use is
Is that it?
No.
an eraser to a pencil.
Really?
To hold it in just a
Oh,
little
I
bit.
have a few of those.
Okay. So we're just gonna help you recall some stuff. Okay. How long has Seth actually lived at that house? How long has he been renting from that?
Not long, maybe 2-3 weeks. He was a home health aide in Chester,
Yeah.
and it just wasn't working out.
So he's only been there for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, he was doing the home health aide for like room and board, But this guy is just a pain in the ass, the guy who's working for it, and he's making things impossible. Like, it was only supposed to be, I guess, he's a paraplegic man, waking him up, putting him to sleep, and, you know, lighthouse work, light meals, but he would text him like 12:30 at night, message him like 5 in the morning to get him up, and it just wasn't working out.
So, how long has Bobby been there?
I'm not sure. I have no clue.
Longer than
Yeah.
Seth?
Yeah.
How long has he been at a, because he used to live next to you, right?
Who?
Bobby.
His cousin, I think,
Oh, okay.
does. He would stay there, I guess, every now and then. Like, I would just see him kind of in passing, walking and stuff.
Where was Seth before the lawyer?
Oak Street.
But that was the person he was
That was
helping.
the paraplegic.
Well, how about before that?
I think Warwick with his friend, Jennifer. Like, I know he's staying at Oak Street maybe a year or so, and that's when I met him at Mobile, when I was working at Mobile gas station.
Why do you think he's gay?
I don't know if he's gay, he's just very,
Effeminate?
like, got feminine traits, very soft-spoken, very, I don't know, that's why I just think he's gay.
Does he cross-dress at all? Does he give you any indication that...
No, he, like, tries too hard, like, to talk about girls. That was me, but, like, the one time him and Mike did go alone before they hated each other, like, he's trying too hard, like, trying to talk about, like, girls and stuff. He didn't want to go into detail, but he said he's just trying too hard. So that was the vibe he got, and just, I don't know, everyone else.
Oh. So now, I'm going to bring you to certain things, okay? And I want to tell you something, right from the back, okay? Something went down there, okay?
The detectives are preparing to start asking harder questions. They believe Clemenza knows more than she is telling.
And you know who we have... Hold on. You know who we've talked to today, okay? You know everybody that we've talked to, all right? You know that we've analyzed everyone's phone, okay? This is your come to Jesus moment. Because in a few moments, listen to me. Just listen to me.
Sorry. Because your daughter's important to you.
So we are at a crossroads right now. Because you don't have very much more time with John and I in this room. Okay? So we're going to dispense with the whole, you know, story that you just gave me. And we're going to go just listen. We're going to get the truth.
Deeper.
Okay? And we're going to get pretty deep. And I'm going to tell you what, okay? This is your only shot, okay, to use me as your platform as a voice. Okay. All right? I'm not going to give it to you again. I know the text messages you sent to your mother, and I know that you witnessed it.
I did. Okay. I didn't miss a lot, but I did leave too. I'm just telling you.
I get
I was
that.
scared.
I get that. But you noticed enough, okay?
Yeah.
And the text messages that you sent your mom are...
Make sure he doesn't say don't see.
He's not here.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Not mine. The other two.
The other two are not here.
Okay.
Okay? So just so you know, okay? The other two are at a different station.
Okay.
But I'm aware of what the other two are, you know. We know based on your text messages and everything.
It was mostly Bobby. Like, because I heard Michael say, Bobby, stop. And I was just screaming. I was just screaming stop because I just heard the bat, but I don't know what he was doing, and I just heard Michael screaming, help me, and Bobby, please stop. And like, I know Seth is not a fighter. The only thing Seth told me was that he went for the gun and he saw this look in Mike's eyes that scared the shit out of him, that he was going to shoot him because he was trying to get the barrel towards Seth. And all I heard was like Mike screaming, and then started screaming, and she knew that was Michael, and she was screaming, Daddy, Daddy, Daddy.
Now that she realizes the detectives are looking at her as a suspect, Clemenza is quick to act as if she is afraid for her own safety, while simultaneously blaming her friend.
So that's when I went outside, and I went down towards the driveway, and then Bobby came down. Like, I don't know if he thought, like, I was, like, running to go get help, and he just followed, like, where are you going? I was like, just looking for his grandpa's car to just get him out of here, just try to get this all over with. And he just, like, he had this look in his eyes. He's like, no, like, go. He's like, go look down the street, you come right back. So I did look, I tried to take my time, and then when I got back, they were gone, but it was just, I don't know where they went. I haven't seen Michael since, and I didn't want to reach out to his family, so I don't know where he is. I don't know where, like, he went.
Who's that?
Seth and, Bobby.
And what about the other guy?
That guy was at work. He left for work, and he works overnight.
So we're going to go back, okay? And we're going to get this correct so that we have this correct, okay?
Yeah, because, you know, like, everything, the tapping and all that did happen, but the only thing is, I didn't walk outside right away.
Listen to me. I'm going to bring you back to a text message where I know, okay,
Okay,
where I know that you saw what was actually happening.
What happened, he shut at the door, me and Mel were walking into the living room, we were downstairs, just the three of us.
Stop for a minute. Okay.
Take a deep breath.
I want you to take a deep breath.
Okay.
Understand that I understand that you're afraid, okay? But I also understand that you witnessed.
Yeah, no, this is where...
Let me
okay,
speak.
sorry.
That you witnessed this thing happen.
Yeah, I was at the bottom of the steps, and it was just...
You saw, but I'm saying you saw it.
I heard it, and I looked, and I was just like, I didn't want to see more, because I didn't know how far I was getting, but
Okay.
yeah.
Take a deep breath. Here's your chance to get your story out and distance yourself.
Yeah.
But that's not through lies.
No, I'm not.
You can't do it through lies.
Of course not.
All right? So you got to understand something. We know what Bobby's saying. We know what Seth's saying. We know what you texted family members.
Yeah.
We know based on what occurred with the
Yeah.
forensics. We know all of it.
You heard, oh, it's just so gruesome.
So what we're going to do, let's go back, okay, to the point. Because listen, I believe you through the whole, I believe I believe it from 9:30 all the way up until when you leave to go out there, all right? So we're going to start from 10 o'clock when you're going out towards for the first time.
Yeah, we were just hanging out.
You get it. Did you go out at all for any errands?
No.
None at all. Think.
Trying.
Did you leave the house at all? And that's for weed,
Yeah,
that's for
I left
anything.
by myself. Mike did message me.
For what? Okay. So, Mike, we're going to go right from there. You go with...
Myself.
You go to...
Yes.
With... Seth.
Yes.
You're there.
Yes.
You get contacted by
Seth
who?
is also a user.
Okay.
And I'm a user.
Okay. So Mike contacts you. And he says what to you?
Basically, like, he needs help, he was sick, and he had a little bit of money.
Okay. So, obviously Mike and Seth don't get along.
Yes.
Because Mike doesn't care for Seth?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. He thinks you're sleeping with him.
In jail.
Yeah, absolutely.
When he was in jail.
When he was in jail, he thinks that you have a relationship. Okay. So he reaches out to you. How does he reach out to you?
Facebook Messenger.
Facebook Messenger. Using your computer that you lent him.
That or the phone that he's on Wi-Fi, but one of the two options.
One of the two options. And he messages you Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, saying I'm sick, baby, can you help me? I don't feel good.
What time was that?
It was kind of quick from when I got there. It was right, because Seth was about to make the bacon, and it just had this raunchy smell. So then we were about to cook eggs, and then he was texting me the whole time, like...
And what's he saying in those times?
I don't feel good. Are you coming home? I stopped by. Your mom said you weren't there. Where are you? I'm coming to you. The whole
Did you tell him where you were?
I said I was out with Seth because I didn't want him to show up.
Now that jealousy has been brought up as a possible motivation, it explains Partridge's actions much better than her earlier story.
Okay.
So
what did he say to that?
Well, where are you? Okay, duh. Like, basically, I'm lying. So I was just like, I'll be home, I'll let you know. And then he's like, I really don't feel good, like, I will come to that house and see if you're there. So it's like, you know what, go to ShopRite
How does he
parking
know where
lot.
the house is?
He's come there before, but it's...
So he knows where Seth lives?
Yeah.
Okay, why would he come there before?
Like, to drop Seth off, but they just didn't want him to know, and
Pause
that
for
was
a
my
second.
fuck up.
So just pause for a second, because I don't want you to get sidetracked here. I don't
No,
want the
no.
questioning to get out of control, okay? If Seth has only been there for 2 weeks, dear, by your own admission, he's only
Bobby's
lived there.
been there before, and I've given him rides.
So, again, so he knows the house. Mike knows the house because he's going there to pick up.
No, he doesn't go there. They don't like him. Basically, I had him in the car one time when I was... and I just didn't tell him.
Why don't they like him?
His personality. Like, they've tried, and he's always accusing both of them of sleeping together, so it's like, they tried to get along with Mike, and Mike just always is going back to that, so it's kind of like, how can we, you know what I mean, how can we hang out if you're always accusing her of trying to sleep with us, and vice versa. So it's just too much of that.
Okay, so you leave, and keep in mind we have...
Yeah, I go to ShopRite, I meet up with Michael, give him that, and then I go back to the house.
You give him what? So you broke from Bobby and Seth.
Yeah, because I knew they wouldn't meet him.
Okay, so who did you get from?
Bobby.
Bobby.
Because Michael owes Bobby money. So
How much money does Michael owe Bobby?
I think like $700.
For past purchases?
Yes.
Okay. So you must have told Bobby that you're going to meet him, because
No.
Bobby's at the house.
I lied. I said, oh, somebody, my friend Kelsey hit me up. So that's what I told him.
So Bobby gave you,
He didn't
and
know it was Mike.
and he didn't know it was for Mike, and then you took it out, but Mike owes Bobby $700.
Yeah.
Does he owe him anything else? Okay. Has Mike told him he was going to pay him? Has Bobby asked for it recently?
Yeah, and he basically, like, would ask him for more, and he's like, Mike, you gotta have the cash, and I don't know, he'd always tiptoe around it, but still get it. Drug addicts, you know, manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
So.
They just care about getting the high. I get it.
Like, if Bobby would, when he would leave the house, he would meet Mike on his own. It's just he didn't want him brought to the house.
How much money did Mike have today?
Well, he told me at $50. When I got there, he had nothing.
So he had zero?
Yeah, because I knew he
So
was.
what did you tell Bobby when you got back home?
I just said my friend drove off. I said, listen, I hadn't seen this girl in a while. I just, you know, tried the whole Academy Award winner role. And he's like, it's alright, don't worry about it. So I just played it off like, you know.
Like you got had.
Yeah.
And he didn't ask for the cash to
No,
compensate?
you know, because he already, I told him I don't have any money.
So how much did you deliver to Mike? And it was for how much was supposed to be paid? 50. And he gave you nothing and took...
Grabbed them.
Okay.
No, we talked for a little bit. He told
What did you talk about?
Told me he was going to detox tonight, so we were going to talk about that, and he wants to change his life, and, like, you know, try to see his son more. So we were just talking about that, and, you know, like, you've got to stick to a job, because when he got out of jail, he was working with his dad, and he was doing good, and fell off the wagon, hanging out with, you know, I guess the same low life.
So now you guys get out there. So you do that, and what time was that at the ShopRite, roughly?
It was literally like a half hour after he picked me up.
The questioning has uncovered the fact that Partridge owed Haskell money. The motivations are starting to pile up, but Clemenza still believes she won't be considered directly responsible.
It was literally like Seth picked me up, we went to ShopRite, went to the house, he started to cook the bacon was bad, and then I left within 10 minutes.
To go bring... So you talked to Bobby first before you left, so Bobby knew...
Well, I don't know, it was in the house, yeah, I talked to Bobby, got that, and then left.
And Bobby knew you were going to go give it, but he just didn't know you were going to go give it to Mike?
Yeah, it was Mike.
And Mike still owes him $700.
Correct.
Now, why would you have to lie to Bobby?
Because he cut Mike off. He's like, listen, I'm until he pays me the money.
So if he knew you were dealing with Michael...
He would say no.
So if he knew you were dealing with Michael and Michael chipped you, he'd be really pissed.
Yeah.
All right?
So I just played it off with somebody else.
Again, not saying this is your fault, okay, at all, because it's not, all right?
Because I knew that if Mike didn't get it, he was gonna, because he told me, like, if I don't get it, I'm getting it, basically.
What's
I'll
that
show
mean?
him to the house, I'll rob, steal, whatever you gotta do to either get the money or get, you know what I mean, get...
Was he referring to stealing from Bobby?
Yes.
So, is there a chance Bobby knew you were going to deal with Mike through Seth or somebody?
No. I really don't believe
Seth
so.
knew you were going out. What'd you tell Seth you were doing?
I told him I was eating the same person because he's so far up Bobby's ass. Like, that's why I really haven't hung out with him lately, because he's, like, kind of changed. He's, like, so far up this guy's ass. And, like,
Seth is?
Yeah, it's like sunshine to this dude's ass.
Okay. So now, you go, make that. How long are you in ShopRite parking lot with Mike?
Talking for maybe, like, 5-10 minutes at best.
And what did he tell you there?
He was telling me he's going to detox today and his whole plan and, you know, He was telling me it was a new, I guess, detox in Middletown.
Mhm.
That's the one he was telling me he was going to. You know, feeding me that dream.
Okay. So now what car is he in?
Grandpa's car.
He's in Grandpa's car.
Yes.
And that's at what time again?
That was like maybe an hour after, like, I left, maybe 10, 15 minutes after I got there. It was pretty quick, so it takes about 10 minutes. So honestly, like 40 minutes, maybe like...
Did you text him on your way, or so you knew you were coming?
I just told him to be at ShopRite in 10 minutes in the parking lot. He said okay. Because once he left the house, he wouldn't have Wi-Fi, so there'd be no way to communicate.
Okay, so he would have still had been at his house when he received that
Yeah.
message. Grandpa's house?
Yes.
Okay. So now you go out there, you leave him.
Correct.
Where does he go?
He told me he was going home. He said he only had Grandpa's car. He told me he was going to the liquor store.
Okay, what liquor store does he go to?
The one at the end of my block, Lorgan's Liquor, because they're cheaper.
Okay. That's what usually goes there?
Yeah,
Okay.
they know him by face.
Okay. So now where do you go when you leave him?
Back by Seth.
Back by Seth. Think. Do you leave again?
Before going back?
Before going back to the house at 4?
No.
You don't leave again for
No.
any other errands?
No. Only when we came back for the diapers. I never left the house again.
Okay. So the only other time is when you forget the diapers, you go back there,
Yeah,
you ask him
that
for
was
a
after
ride.
the whole daycare spiel.
Okay. So he takes you, so you take the car the first time, you come back, you're there the rest of the day,
Yes.
then you leave at 3.
It was like almost 3:30. It was a little late, because usually I get her at 3:30, but it was a little later.
Okay. Alright. With all these events, is there anything else in that period that you were not accurate with in terms of...
No, like followed me on my block, we got in a loud altercation.
And the altercation was about what at that point? Because now it's after
Now he's not feeling good again, he's sick, he needs more money, he's trying to get money.
So he already went through that?
Yes.
Prior.
He does everything the second he gets it. There's no rationing out.
How much? Okay, so you said he had...
He does. Right then and there. It's crazy. He'll do whatever he gets.
Okay. So he's asking for more from you?
Yes.
Okay, and this is in front of the daycare?
This was on my block when I
in front of the house?
Yeah, and I'm just like, leave me the fuck alone. Like, I need a break. You know, because...
Clemenza isn't going to deny that she had an altercation with Partridge. She knows that there were most likely witnesses, and her best bet is to stick to the truth as much as possible.
I had no money. I'm like, I don't even have any money. Like, well, leave me alone, dude. Like, he just doesn't stop.
Okay.
It's just
so you walk in. Does Mom know that you give him, does Mom know that Bobby or Seth? Mom doesn't know.
I mean, she knows Seth uses this because she's found like his blood on the floor, the idiot, when he used to come and hang out at my house. That's why he doesn't really hang out at my house anymore.
Okay, is he still using now?
Yes.
Okay. So, now you go back out there, you get the diapers, you come back from CVS. That's about what time?
We got there. That was around 5:30, I want to say. Because then I got the food, I put it in the microwave, made it for me. Feeding her a little bite, she was also having some fresh fruit, throwing it on the floor, making her pick it up. And then we were just kind of hanging out in the house. And then that's when I heard the tapping. And I looked, and like I thought I saw someone, but I just thought my mind was playing tricks on me because I didn't think Mike would go there. I didn't think, because he would, like, if he was driving, he would drive a Chester. He really wouldn't venture out because he didn't want to get pulled over. But like when I saw that handle bottle, I knew he was doing something stupid today.
Okay.
And there's no talking to him once he's drinking.
So now we're to the part where you're at the house with Seth. And Bobby's there, and the other gentleman.
Yeah.
Now, this is where you need to be very descriptive. It's going to be hard for you, because I know you saw it, okay? Because you don't text message your mother.
Yeah, no, I heard it. I heard most of it.
Listen, you don't text message your mother that you saw blood squirting from him, that he's got broken bones, and that...
downstairs.
Hold on. That he's got broken bones, that you saw blood squirting, that he got his ass kicked, that he got a beating. Bobby's no spring chicken. Does that sound familiar? Bobby's no spring chicken. He broke his ankles. This is stuff that you physically saw happen.
I was downstairs watching, and I couldn't go.
You saw everything.
Yeah, I was downstairs, and Bella was screaming, and I was just like so fixated, just trying. I was screaming like for Bobby to stop, and he was just.
What
like,
was he hitting with him?
he had a bat. Like, Seth ran upstairs, Mike ran upstairs, Bobby was already upstairs. And, like, I heard the shuffling, I was, like, back and forth between watching and then, like, I just heard him, and, like, I saw him hitting, like, he had his hood on, and he was hitting where the hood was. And, like, then I just saw, like, I don't know if he spit blood out, or, like, I just saw the blood from his face. From Mike's face, and, like, Mike, I saw, like, trying to get punches in, but, like, then came around the corner, because it's, like, steps, and then where the fight was. So I just kind of swooped her up, like, so she couldn't see anything.
Go back. Stop.
Which part?
Okay. Then do this again. Alright? Can you go get the text message? They'll be able to print the text messages out from your mom's phone. Can you just give me those so I can verbatim read them?
Yeah.
I want you to
No, I know exactly what I told you.
I know you
You are
know
saying
exactly
you
what
saw,
you told
right?
me, but
Yeah, I was at the bottom of the steps watching.
it's not even.
I didn't
That's
walk
not
up.
even.
I did not walk up the
Here's the
steps,
here's the thing. Okay. We've talked this out. We're talking this out. We're talking about it.
I didn't walk up those steps. I was too scared. Like, the way that Bobby
Tell me
looked,
where.
you could hit
Tell
me.
me. Okay. So, Bobby's up there. He's got a baseball bat.
Yes.
What's he wearing? This is such a dramatic thing that you should be able to recall.
I don't even know what he was wearing. I was more fixated on Mike. Like, I just wanted to say...
Mike had a hoodie on?
Yeah, he had his jacket with the hood, and I was just trying to scream, like, stop, so that he would just, like, let Mike go.
What did Bobby say to you?
Shut the fuck up. And then crying, he's like, shut up. So I was just like...
Okay. Who was holding?
She was downstairs with me. I was the only one downstairs.
Who was
all upstairs.
Who was holding?
I was pushing her like this. I don't want her to see.
Who was holding? Michael.
The guy that was sleeping came out, and he was sitting holding him, and Bobby was just. I don't know where. I did not see Seth. Okay. All I saw was the black guy, Mike, and Bobby. Like I know Seth told me that he struggled with Mike for the gun, and he was trying to like put the barrel at Seth. But I did hear Bobby say, Seth, help me. But I think Seth went in his room because he's not like that. Like, he doesn't come from that. So he's scared. Like, he was literally, he's been sitting in his room just, like, pacing like this and just very, like, you could tell what he saw from that angle was really gruesome as well.
So,
they're not printed out yet.
Okay, they're going to do that?
Yeah,
like,
connect with different.
Okay.
I just heard him punching and watched him like punching.
When you say you heard him, who's him? Okay. So again, I want
that black guy's holding Mike down as Bobby.
How's he holding him down?
Because like the way I see it, it's like a rickety. Like you look up and you walk up these steps, and then there's like a little space to walk by, and like he kind of had him. Like,
if Mike's the chair, how's he holding it? Those are Mike's shoulders right there. How's he holding them?
He was turned like this, and he was kind of holding them, and Bobby's standing over here to pat.
That's the back of his head?
Yeah.
So the other guy's holding him like a bear hug this way, and Mike is facing the other guy.
Yeah, and then like after...
Are they sitting on the ground or are they standing?
Sitting on the ground. And after like a few hits, Mike went like down, was laying down. So then the guy was kind of just like on top of like his shoulders. So
face up or face down?
He was face down because I heard a Bobby stop and like trying to do like the
kick.
You know, like the kick, but it wasn't a baby.
Fetal position.
Yeah.
Where's the gun?
Jackson in Seth's bedroom.
So the gun's no longer in Mike's
possession. No, Seth got it out, and Seth said he did try to like feel if he had anything else on him, any further like firearms or knives or.
Okay. Later on, he told you
that's
that?
what he told me that later on. Yes.
We're gonna keep backing up because we're jumping ahead of where we are. Okay.
It seemed like forever.
I know. That's why I want again. Our purpose here today is for us to help you recall, but you got to be honest with your recall.
No, it's just hard.
You see, and here's the thing. Okay.
This is like so much fucking good.
I know it's hard. Okay.
You gotta understand. Know what I'm saying.
Remember where we started,
Bobby's
right?
Bobby's not here.
Bobby is not here. He's up there.
Bobby's gonna have his own problems.
Bobby's. This is for you
to
get away. You have to think about your family. You have to think about your family right now.
But like he was very scary, and I just don't even know what I said.
So here's the deal. All right. Look at the way you first went through. Remember, that was this is a blue pen. This is now a blue pen with a pilot G2, right? Okay. So now we want to get to that honesty, because this is how you distance yourself, and this is the honesty. Okay.
I just kept hitting him with the bat, and then like I just heard stomping, and I was trying not to watch, and then like I just heard Mike saying, "Bobby, stop! Bobby, stop! Stop! Stop!"
Where was Bobby hitting him?
He was between the back of the head and the wrist. He was hitting him every and anywhere.
With a baseball bat?
Yes.
Was it a wood baseball bat or
No,
metal?
a metal.
Every time the detective questions her more aggressively, Clemenza falls back on fake tears.
It was a metal baseball bat?
Yeah.
Did it say anything on it?
It was black, and I want to say it had neon green writing.
Neon green
Like,
light?
I remember the highlighter color.
So it's a black metal baseball
Yes,
bat with
like,
neon green.
I want to say a Louisville.
Louisville?
I think so.
What did it sound like?
It was just like a pum pum, like almost like when
Ringing?
yeah, like when you have water in your ear, like that vibration sound, like that's what it sounded like off his head. And
So they're at the top of the stairs, and you have a clear sight of this.
it's like I can't see Bobby, but I could see like as the back goes down, like I could see Michael and I could see this big black dude.
So how do you know it wasn't Seth doing it?
I heard Bobby stop, and Seth doesn't have that strength. Like Seth
Where is Seth?
told me he was in his room, and I hear Bobby like, "Yo, Seth, fucking help me. Like, wow, you're showing me a lot tonight. So, to my knowledge, Seth is in his room scared, and that's why Bobby's talking shit.
Why would Seth tell us that he was holding?
He was holding when he was downstairs. And
When this fight was happening.
Yeah, they were fighting upstairs, and then I don't know what.
So Seth is downstairs.
No, Seth was upstairs, and then I don't know what clicked in Bobby to stop, because he said, "I'm going to kill him," and I'm like, "Bobby, please stop," and then I heard Seth talking to him and saying, like, "It's not worth it, man, it's not worth it, like, don't kill him." So I texted Seth, and I deleted it, and I'm like, "Please don't let him kill him. You're up there with him. Please don't let him kill him."
You text that to who?
Seth.
And you deleted
I
it?
deleted it, because I just didn't want any recollection of that. So then,
I'm glad you said that, because that's something that's going to pop up.
and then
Because they do
I
an
heard them
analysis.
say tie him up, so they were, I don't know who was tying him up, because by then, like, I had screaming, so I...
Pause for a second. Who said time up? Because you know Bobby said time up. Who was he talking to?
He was talking to Seth,
So
because the other black dude was holding him, like, that guy wasn't going anywhere.
Okay, so Seth
all
helped
that
him.
was
So
out there.
Seth helped him tie him up. Did you see? You had to listen.
I saw him tying his arms, and his
You saw who? Seth tie? So you
because
saw
when Seth looked at me, he's like, "I'm getting him outside." Like, he was looking like...
What did he tie him up with?
He cut him from the vacuums. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's not a
He
criminal.
cut what from the
He
vacuum?
cut you plug into the wall to the vacuum, the cords.
Like that?
Like that?
Yes.
What
yes.
color was it?
Black. It was like a dark gray, almost black.
So he cut the vacuum
Stand up real quick.
Yeah.
Like cords like this, too.
like this?
Yeah,
Like
but
this
they
is
were
it.
a dark.
Show me.
dark
I'm gonna come over to you.
Okay.
And I want you to show me how you saw. Now don't imagine.
No,
okay?
I walked
We
up
only
a few
walked.
steps.
I know
Because
where
I
you
was
were.
scared.
Listen, I know where you were in the
Yes,
house.
I walked up a
okay?
few steps, but I kept coming back down.
How
to
far
the
up the
kid.
steps were you, honestly?
No, it's literally like if you're 4 steps, like your head is at.
You're
the
already
level.
seeing it.
You're at the
So
level.
keep in mind, I know that you can see everything at this point. So what I need you to do is be honest. We're beyond anything else, right? This is now for you, okay? So I'm gonna push this in just to give us some room so I don't trip because I'm a pretty large guy. All right? You just position me the way you saw, right? Don't.
Mike was lifeless. He was just laying there, just making noises.
What noises was he? Was he face down or face up?
down.
Face down. Okay. So he's face down. You see Mike face
Who's
down.
holding him down?
Now the dude that you're talking about is who?
It's Tim. Is his name? Tim, this big black guy.
Tim is the guy who's holding him
Who
down.
went to work. Yeah.
Okay. So how is Tim? Do it right here. This is my.
He's
How is
like
Tim?
kind of standing over because Mike's not.
Here's Mike's head.
He's holding his shoulders down. Mike's barely like moving.
So
Mike's
you're Tim, and Tim is right here.
He's just holding with his 2 hands. He's kind of like crouched.
Okay. Tell me where Bobby is while Tim is there. If John is Bobby.
Bobby's at like Mike's legs. He's
Okay.
like.
So here's Mike's legs.
Yeah. They're tying up his legs at this point.
Who's they?
Seth and Bobby are like I don't know how the fuck they did it. It looked
Clemenza demonstrates what happened to Partridge, carefully omitting her own actions.
like a retard did it. It was just like, kind of like his whole life.
Where is Seth? So if
Like a
you're
mermaid.
Tim and that's John is Bobby, I'm gonna be Seth.
There's Seth.
And
right
that's
there.
how it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're just like, it kind of looked like a mermaid in the end. Like, it kind of looked like his two legs were together.
So hold.
Mike.
We'll get to that. So now you see, you physically see Tim holding him down.
Yeah.
You see John, right?
Bobby.
Is Bobby. He's
Yeah.
got
They
cords.
both got cords. They had like 2 or 3 different cords.
Okay.
It was vacuum.
That's Seth. And I'm Seth.
Yeah.
So
And
now show me how, with my hands and my feet, how I was wrapped up. Or just come
you
over
were
here.
just standing.
You
Like,
just-
they were
okay.
both just standing. Mike was not really.
So
like-
now he's face down.
Yeah.
They tie his hands in
Yeah,
front or
he-
behind.
His hands were like this, and like his feet, like he was still trying to like get out, like kick his
He's still
feet
kicking
out,
his feet?
like he's still trying.
So how did they tie his feet?
They were like Bobby was holding it, and then Seth was just trying to do it quick to get him out, and then they
So put my hand. Put my hands where you want. Where?
were my.
Yeah.
It was like
Here?
this, but Mike kept moving, like he kept like jerking them and jerking them and jerking them. And I looked at, like, I couldn't even, all I saw was blood when I saw Mike, and I was like, Michael, just stop and it'll be over with.
Did he talk? Did he say anything?
He just went,
Did he come over here?
that's like all I heard out of him.
How many times? So you.
He was
So
doing
now you're on the thing. Before they tie him up, they tie him up with you said they cut the vacuum cord.
Yeah.
Did they tie him up with anything else?
All I saw was the vacuum cords. Like, I was in and out, but I just saw the vacuum cord.
You didn't see anything
And
else.
then after that, I saw duct tape.
What color was the duct tape?
Gray.
Gray.
And a sheet, I believe. Bob,
Like
cleaned out
light
with
gray,
a
dark
yeah,
gray?
it was just a normal gray
Okay. And then you said a sheet.
sheet. Bobby came out with like a piece of sheet.
Okay.
So after like that happened upstairs,
Yeah.
Bobby, I hear Seth like, just bring him outside, bring him outside.
Mhm.
And Bobby like grabbed him by the rope and brought him down the steps and then threw him outside like he was a piece of trash. And
By
then,
himself?
yeah, like that's why I was afraid because
Bobby
he came down
Tim
and
didn't
lunged
help
at me.
him. Seth didn't help him.
No, he just had like this rage, like you could tell he was disappointed because he wanted to kill him, but like Seth wasn't
Right.
letting him.
So hold on for a
He
second.
grabbed him by the strings and like threw him.
Oh, okay.
How do you know he was? How do you know that when you say you know he was
Because he said,
disappointed?
if it was up to me, I'd fucking kill you. That's what he told him. If it's up to me, I'd fucking kill you.
He had to have a why, though. Like.
Seth was in his ear, and he said, "You're lucky fucking Seth is talking sense to me. You're lucky that kid's crying downstairs for you."
So, but why did why?
He said if you weren't there, Mike was going to be dead.
He had to have mentioned the money part of it as well.
No, he didn't say. He said if you and weren't here, he was going to die tonight.
But why?
Because we were screaming at the top of
No,
our
no, no.
lungs.
Why was he going? Why such anger towards him?
I mean, I know because of the money, but like, I didn't think it was like that over $700. I don't.
How do you know it was just $700?
Well, that's what I was told by both of them. So
By both.
parties, Mike and Bobby. So unless there was other deals that they didn't tell me about, but to my knowledge, it was $700.
So you said he throws him out like a
piece of trash.
Like a piece of trash. Where at?
Right outside the door that Mike shut up.
Now, when we're looking at the house, it's that side door that
Yes.
you've put an arrow to, right?
Yep.
So he throws him out of the steps
There's blood
there.
outside.
There's
There's
blood
one step, and there was this pile. It was like
Pile
right
of
where
blood.
his face was. There was just like it's still there. It's this dark red blood. It's
Outside the
and then
house.
he just threw him again because Mike kept like moving like a little worm, like trying to get out. Like I guess he was trying to get out.
Even outside?
Yeah, trying to get out. So I
Oh.
peed myself. I was so scared I peed myself. So
Where's the clothing that you had?
I'm wearing it. Like the underwear is in my bag, but I was just like so nervous and like
So that's the clothing that you peed yourself in as well?
I took the underwear off. I have like these box things on, but
Okay.
they're in the house.
Okay.
My bag. It was just like
If you had a guess about how many times Bobby hit him with the bat,
it had to be at least 30. Like it just kept going.
after he's tied up,
Just 1 second, John. So he hits him more than 30 times with a baseball bat.
I mean,
You said
it
he
felt
also
like
was.
that, and he was kicking him, and he was
How-
punching
that's
him,
what I'm
and
saying.
I mean,
How
it was
many-
a mixture of like all of that.
And
Like
how long did that go on for?
It was only, I mean, in reality, I think maybe 20 minutes. It seemed like fucking a lifetime.
For 20 minutes, he
It was
hit him with a bat.
like between 20 and 30 minutes.
And he just kept beating him.
And then, like, he would stop and he would yell at him, and then, like...
What was he saying when he's yelling at
He
him?
was just like, I want to fucking kill you, like... And then, like, I hear Seth, like, Seth is very soft-spoken, but I hear him, like, it's not worth it, it's not worth it, stop, stop, stop.
What else was he saying?
And I'm screaming, stop. I'm screaming, like, I was screaming at the top of my lungs, like...
He's not yelling at... Because
he told me to shut the fuck up, and, like, he came, like, and he had the bat like this, and he was going to come downstairs and hit me. And I just looked at him and said, shut the fuck up and go inside. So I just, like, went and sat down, because I feared, like, he was going to come down and hit me.
So, but what I'm saying is that he's taking these breaks and he's yelling at, and he's in it, and he's yelling at Mike, and Mike's trying to move. He's got to be mentioning that money. No, I'm saying, is he yelling at him about anything else besides...
He wasn't yelling about the money. All he kept saying was, I want to fucking kill you. I want to fucking kill you.
And no reason for it.
He was like very just angry, and he's like, oh, and every time he was like, oh, he would just hit him again.
Clemenza is trying to place all of the blame on Haskell. Haskell is being questioned as well, and it's certain that his version is going to show that Clemenza was more than a bystander.
And then, like...
But that's what I'm saying, there's got to be...
Yeah, he didn't mention about the money, he was just like, you know...
Did he mention anything?
He was just in such a rage, like, that he broke into, you know, his home, and to his knowledge, he didn't know that Mike knew where he lived.
Let's talk about that. You had said that you had brought Mike to that house before.
Yeah, but they didn't know.
But they didn't know.
They dropped him off down the block.
Okay. So, you,
So to them, it's a surprise that Mike knew
that Mike shows up. Okay. So this
So he's trying to figure out, like, did Mike follow, like, me and Seth home after the daycare incident? Did I tell him? So he was just trying to figure that after the fact, though.
And we'll get to after the fact. But now you're on the stairs. You see Bobby kicking him. Is Bobby wearing shoes?
No, because as I saw a slipper fall down the, like, in between, like, the stairwell.
Mm-hmm.
I saw one slipper.
That's Bobby's slipper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like these kind. Like, slides.
So
my shoes were kicked off.
Okay, so Mike didn't have shoes on.
Because there was one sneaker downstairs. And he had socks on when they had him outside.
He did have socks on? What color
He
was
had black socks on.
Okay. So now you see the kicking, you see the punching, you see now Bobby starts to tie up, but Seth goes and Bobby says to Seth, go tie him up.
Yeah, basically, like, go, do it. Hurry up if you want. He's like, hurry up if you want him out of this house.
That's what he said.
And then he told me, go find the fucking grandpa's car and get him so we can get him out of here.
So where was the grandpa's car?
I didn't find it. I walked down the block, and then as I'm walking back, Bobby's walking, so I saw someone with a flashlight, and then when I heard him talking, he's like, where's the car? And I'm like, I walked up and down this block, I didn't see it. So he had to park on another block.
And what did they say?
He was just like, well, whatever. So then we went back to the house, and he threw him in the back seat of that car.
Of what car?
The silver car.
Okay.
And they left.
He
was all tied up at the time?
Yeah, so. And then, like, because the baby seat was in it, so we took that out. I took that out.
So let's retract again. Again, I don't want to get...
Yeah.
So Bobby says to Seth...
He had to put him in the car, though.
So, tie him up.
Yes.
Right? So they go, okay, meaning Seth and Bobby. Who cuts the cord off of the vacuum?
Seth said he did later on, because he said Tim was yelling at him about cutting all the cords off. That's the only way that I do Seth.
So they cut. So Seth cut the cords off, comes back over and starts to wrap Mike's hands behind his back and his feet
like
together.
A mermaid. That's all I saw was like string around him.
Okay. Then you're saying at that point, are they still beating him and kicking him? Were they tied up?
Then they were like, I think Kim had him in the front and Bobby had him in the back, and they walked down the steps holding him by like the rope, the cord.
And that's after they tie him with duct tape and sheets?
Well, no, that was outside.
Okay.
So they throw him out.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
They throw him outside, and then he's just laying there, and then he's like, moving around, trying to get out, to get out. So I walked up to him. I told Seth to hold. That's when Seth told me. I'm like, go inside, I don't want her to fucking see this. And I said to him, like, Michael, just stop and they will stop, please. And he just didn't listen. He just kept trying to move. And I'm like, Mike, please just stop.
And he was
and it'll be
bleeding at that
over. He had, like, I couldn't even, like, see his face. Like, I just couldn't bear to look. But when I did look, all I saw was, like, blood here. I just turned my face away really quick. And he was face down. And then they grabbed him. And then they brought him by the car. But I think he got out of his arms, because I saw, like, one arm in front of him like that, as Seth and Bobby were trying to, like, get both arms together, but Mike just kept moving his hand. So that's when Bobby came and ripped a piece off with the sheet.
Where did he rip the sheet off of?
He went in the house, and then he came storming out.
Do you know where he went in the house to get that?
I don't know, honestly. I was outside,
Okay.
so I didn't know where he grabbed the sheet from.
Okay.
And then screaming. I had in my hands. I just wanted to find the car, so I'm just, like, trying to figure out, like, where else to go.
So what, they duct taped him and tied the sheet on him outside while he's
Yes.
face down near...
It still hasn't occurred to Clemenza that removing herself from the assault does not make her innocent. At best, she would be considered an accessory. At some point, one of the detectives will point out that she should have called the police once she realized that her friends were going to resort to violence.
Your car?
Near the car, correct.
Okay. And they tell you, go find the car so we can get him out of here.
Yeah, they wanted to put him in his grandpa's car, but then we never found it. Like, I never found it, and then I couldn't breathe, so I started coming back, and then Bobby never found it, so they took him in the Toyota, my car.
Who took him in the Toyota?
Seth and Bobby.
And where did they take him?
I told him to take him to his grandpa's, and he said, I'm not going that fucking far. But Seth told me, Bobby did, but Seth told me he got him by his grandpa's house.
Seth told you?
That.
So Seth and Bobby go, where's Tim go?
Tim went to work. Tim got ready and went to work.
But you put him in the car?
Yeah.
You said Tim was the only one that put him in the car?
No, Tim and Bobby put him in the car, and then they had him where his face was. So if I'm sitting in the driver's seat, his face is towards this side, and they had his legs in the air, but then he just kept trying to get away, and he kept putting his legs like that, straightening them out so that, I don't know, he couldn't shut the door. So then they tied him, they kept tying him to do it, and then they left.
Okay. And Seth, so I'm correct. Tim and Bobby throw him outside.
Yes.
He wiggles out.
Yeah.
Well, who carries him down to the car first?
Down the steps was Tim and Bobby.
Yeah.
And then
to the car.
Yeah, and then Tim got him in the car and tried to tie his legs in the air so he would fit in the car.
So while he's at the stairs, who duct tapes him and
Seth.
and
Seth
does the
duct
sheet?
taped and Bobby did the sheet.
Okay, so tying upstairs, Seth and Bobby. Tying downstairs, Seth and Bobby.
Yes.
Carrying downstairs from upstairs,
Tim
and Bobby.
Correct.
Carrying from stairs to car,
Was Bobby
and then Tim.
Yeah.
Tim puts him in the car.
Yeah, I think Bobby was going to get the keys at this point because I heard him screaming at Seth because each other thought they had the keys.
So what was he saying?
I gave you the fucking keys, Seth. Stop being a fucking idiot. But then, I guess in the end, Bobby did have the keys.
Okay, so then he's in the car now, and who's tying him that way?
He was in the car, and Bobby sat in the back with him, and Seth was driving.
On him?
Yeah, he was sitting on his legs.
So did you take out the car seat?
Yeah, Seth took out the car seat while Tim had him down, and then freaking...
So Tim had him down where?
In the back seat of the car. He was just kind of holding him at this point because he didn't really have to, he was trying to for some reason he was trying to tie his leg in the air. I don't know if it's so he fit in the car better, but.
So when Seth comes, so now you tell him to take him to his grandpa's house?
Yeah.
And what does he say to you?
Fuck you, I'm not going that far.
That's Bobby.
Yeah.
What's Seth say?
Seth just told me to shut up and go inside. He's like, don't worry, I'll work it out.
Okay. So now
he knew how upset I was.
So he says, fuck you, I'm not going that far. Now they go with your car and him.
Bobby bought the car, but he just needed someone's name to put it in. Basically, he told me that he bought the car because he knew I needed a car. My car was a piece of shit. It died. The brakes went and then everything started going. So the agreement was he was going to put the money out and then I was going to pay him back for it. But then, you know, he started wanting it for this, wanting it for that. So then I just said, you know what, take your fucking car. Like, I didn't want to be involved.
So now, when they get back, you're there.
Yes.
And what time do they get back, roughly?
Had to be like half hour, 40 minutes. I'm trying to get to like calm down and go to sleep. I wanted to go home when they got back, but they said the car was not leaving for the rest of the night.
Okay.
Do you have, I guess we'll probably check, but do you have, to timestamp it, sort of? Do you have any texts that you sent to anyone right then?
From them, no, I didn't. He took my phone, Bobby. That's another thing. When he came down, he said, because that's when I was texting my mom, and he said, give me your fucking phone, because he didn't know if I was calling the police or not.
Did he text her or not?
No.
So
he doesn't have the code.
Okay.
What was like the...
But he gave you the phone back?
Yeah, later on. Like, he charged it and then gave it back to me. But I made Seth text my mom, tell her I was okay, because I know how she is, and she worries.
And what did you tell him to say to your mom?
I said, tell him, text my mom, my phone is dead. Everyone's okay. I'll text him when it's charged. I didn't know he was charging my phone at this point. I thought it was dead as a doornail.
I'm going to say this, okay? And then I'm going to...
Because he slapped me.
Who did?
Bobby.
Bobby slapped you where?
Across my face, and I spun around and I started crying because he was right there, and that's when he told her to shut up.
Clemenza digs herself deeper with this story. Not only will Haskell deny this, but the others involved aren't going to let her get away with portraying herself as a victim.
Okay.
And that's when I knew that he was capable of fucking anything.
What time was this?
This was right after they tied my gut upstairs. They were looking, I guess because he kept wriggling out, so they were looking for something stronger. And then they couldn't find anything because Seth cut all the cords off all the vacuums. So I guess they just kept tying harder.
What happened to the shotgun that was in there?
It's in Seth's closet. Because Seth wrestled it with Mike and then put it in his room.
It's kind of... For
it
somebody...
It was... The casing was, like, jammed in the gun.
But hear me out on this.
It did. It's wrapped in a green sheet right now in his closet.
Okay. So whose gun is it?
I think it's Mike's grandpa's.
Okay. So a couple things that I want to address. All right. First and foremost, okay. Part of being honest and going all in with this, okay. You can't go a little bit, right? You can't. Honesty is all or nothing, right? So you can't tell 80% of the truth and leave out the part where it may make you look bad, because then it makes the other 80% not the truth. You follow what I'm saying?
He made me drive that car.
Yeah.
And he made me fell asleep in my lap.
What car were you driving?
The silver car.
Who was driving his car?
Nobody. Like, they never found it.
They never found his car?
No.
Okay.
He said in the morning he was going to go look.
So you drove the car.
Yeah. He told me, get in the fucking driver's seat now.
Who told you that?
Bobby.
And who else was in the car?
Seth was the passenger, Bobby was in the back seat.
So there's no need for him to take your phone away.
No, he did take my phone.
He did take your phone away?
Because he thought I was going to call the cops. He didn't know what I was going to do. He came downstairs, saw me on my phone, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just texting my mom. And then he's like, give me that. And then he slapped me across the face. And I started peeing myself. I got so scared.
So he told you to get in the car. On your lap.
Yeah.
You drive. Where's Seth?
He's the passenger.
And where is he?
He's sitting on Mike in the back.
Okay. He's sitting on top of Mike in the back.
Yeah. And hitting him.
And where do you go?
I was going towards his grandpa's house, and then there was a UPS truck, so he made me make a right and then go on this little side block.
Okay, so
and then he threw him out like a piece of trash.
Okay, so I want you to tell me the exact path from the house.
We went.
I'm gonna go get that map. Yeah. We're gonna get a map, and you're gonna write it. Okay.
Is Bobby gonna find this out? What I'm saying?
Listen to me, okay?
I feel like he'll kill me.
I'm telling you right now, okay? You have one shot at telling everything in the truth. Yeah. Okay? Because here's the thing, okay? Something went wrong tonight, okay? So it's you either tell the truth or you become part of the problem, right? And you're doing fine, and you gotta hang in there, okay? but my job as an investigator is to get you to recall every detail. Not just, it's very, I know you're scared.
I just don't want Bobby to kill me in my chest.
Where is the clothing that you peed yourself?
I'm wearing the boxers, but the underwear and the pants are at the house.
At what house? Okay.
Can I grab my stuff from there, my daughter's?
Well, that's the next question I gotta ask a higher.
I don't want them to come with me.
No, I would have to ask a higher person if we could do that. So you gotta
hurt me.
listen to me.
I never thought he was in me. I mean, I don't know him all that well, but he told me.
How long did he live with Jared?
Jared, like on and off, because Jared has some girl living there, so I lived there before my accident. It's literally a living room and a bedroom, so it's not much spacious. And he was on parole, and I guess that was the address he used, but now that he's not on parole, he stays in Word Goshen because he has a whole room to himself.
Let me ask you this question. Why did he come to the quick check today?
I don't know, because I was going with Seth, and he's like, I'll come with you. I think he wanted to see what I would say.
Did he know you were coming to talk to us?
Yeah.
How did he know?
Because he heard me on the phone talking to my mom.
And what did he say to you?
He just said, you're not going alone. You're not going alone. It's like, okay. So Seth was already coming with me, and he wanted to come too. I don't know.
Clemenza is set on making Haskell out to be the villain. It is natural she would avoid implicating Plisang since they are romantically involved. But she has also avoided going into much detail about Smith.
What was the conversation in the car over, and be honest?
Honestly, it's like, what is this about? What is this about? And, like, I guess he didn't know, like, what my mom said. He thought it was about the fight that me and Mike had on the block, like, yelling. He didn't know the depth of what it was about. Because when I went in quick check, he, like, I saw him getting out of the car, and he, like, looked at me, and he mouthed, where are we going? And I was just like, I had no idea that. I thought we were all going here.
That's why you went in the quick check, to distance yourself from him?
Yeah. I was hoping to talk in there, because I didn't want to talk, like, that you had to come to the car and, like, have to talk in front of him.
Yeah.
I already knew it was about today. Like,
so, John's going to show us the map.
Yeah.
But you go down the driveway. You go
down
right
the
or left?
driveway, and they go left. Because right is towards the main road, and they go left towards the back road. And then after that, they go right. And then it leads to Sarah Wells.
Sarah Wells?
Sarah Wells Trail.
Nowhere. All right. So, again, everything. Yeah.
Sorry.
One of the big tissues. So let's what am I looking at?
This is a larger map right here. All right. On this map, here's 17M. This is Hudson.
Chester? Okay.
Yeah.
And this is Hudson right here. And
Gotcha.
this is where.
That's the end of the house? Okay.
Yeah, Michael.
We came from this way.
Michael lived. All right.
Okay.
Over
So
here.
this is Hudson Street.
Is Hudson Street. This is North Hudson.
Got you.
This is Maple, coming in from would be like Main Street or
Alright, so
94.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go. You come down the driveway. You take a left because you don't go towards the main roadway.
Make a left.
You go down.
Yes. Go to the end of the block. Make a right.
Yeah.
That's Sarah Wells Trail.
Okay.
And it would lead you. When you're going, you could go left towards I don't know the name. Back road. It leads to Noel Road. Thank you.
Okay. Sarah Wells Trail leads to Noel Road.
There's a road in between, which is that road that I'm turning on. Because if you bear this way, you'll lead towards the government building.
Okay.
I made the left.
Okay.
And went towards this back road. I forget the name of it.
And where did you?
And then at the stop sign, went to the end, went to the stop sign, made a left. Now, there's two ways you could go. I went straight all the way to Johnson Road, which leads you into Chester on the back end. Or you could make an earlier right. I missed that turn. I was nervous, and then Bobby was yelling at me, drive faster. And I told him I got my kid on my lap. He said, I don't give a fuck, drive faster. So I was just floored it and was driving. And then I told Seth, because I always get mixed up where the road is because it comes up on you really quick. Just told Seth to tell me where Johnson Road is. And then I made the right on Johnson Road. And I don't know if you can see it yet. And then that leads you right on that main on 94 coming into Chester.
Okay.
Which one's that?
This is Main Street.
Main Street would be 94, right? No.
Yeah.
But it's 94 is a really long road.
It
No,
goes
yeah,
all the
it's
way
coming into Ellen Falafel, so we're coming
you're
in
going
from
this way,
here,
yeah?
we're going Maple,
Yeah.
and then we're going. I was going to his grandpa's house, but there was a UPS truck right
Just
here.
put UPS there, yeah.
So then he told me to make a right, so I made a right, and then Seth told me to go to North Hudson because it was a smaller block. So then I turned here, and then right about here, he told me to stop the car and cut the light. So I
Who
stopped
told
the
you?
car, Bobby. And then he threw Seth out, threw Mike out, and then a car pulled up behind us.
What car pulled up behind you?
I don't even, it was just like a regular car with lights on, like, just a normal kind of car. I didn't even know what kind, because Seth got in the car, Bobby got in the car, and yelled to just fucking drive, Bobby.
So when you pull up, they get out?
Yeah, they get out to take Mike out of the car and put him, like, on the side of the road.
Now, you said he threw him out, though, before you said...
Yeah, he
that-
threw him out on the side of the road.
Who threw him out on the side of the road?
Bobby, because Bobby was sitting on this side, he came around, like...
To the passenger side?
Yeah, like, this is the car.
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving with my child in my lap. This is Seth.
Mm-hmm.
And then back here was just Mike laying down, and then Bobby was right here, like on top of him. So then Bobby
On
gets
top
out.
of his legs?
Yeah. And then Bobby gets out of this door, comes around, grabs him. Seth was out here just kind of not knowing what to do, but Bobby was screaming at him, so he was just kind of like panicky, like, I've really seen a lot of you tonight, like, you couldn't even fucking drive. This one's driving like an asshole, because I was nervous. And then, so Bobby just kind of like grabbed him, but I didn't even look because I had sleeping, so I didn't want her to wake up and I didn't want her to see any of this. So I just let her, she was resting right here, and like I was trying to look, but I didn't want to get like yelled at or hit again. So I just heard him kind of like hoist Mike out, get in the car, and he said, go, go. So then we went down here and took the same route back.
Okay.
And I said, can I go home? And he's like, you're not going home.
And then you and...
Then we went back to...
Did you stay in Seth's room?
Yes, I stayed in his room the whole time after
So you guys had to been talking about
Yeah,
this.
I mean, Seth was very, he had the chair with no back, and he was just kind of sitting like this, like, he's like, Michael came to kill me tonight, and he just kept saying that, and like, he was just really visibly upset, obviously, but he really wouldn't talk anymore. And then Bobby just kept coming in to like see what we're talking. He's like, you guys still talking about it? And he was on the phone and like laughing, and
What was he laughing about?
he was like, this motherfucker came up in my fucking house. He's like, you know what? I'm not even mad about it. And then like, he just fucked up a lot of shit and just kept like pacing around the house like, I'm not getting no fucking sleep tonight. And he
What do you mean by that?
I don't know if he thought Mike was coming back or he was just like, whoever he was on the phone with was pissed at him and told, because Seth looked at me and was like, he said the guy just told him to bring him back. So I guess whoever thought like he couldn't hold or something, because I only heard Bobby laughing and like, I got...
What are you laughing about though? Like,
it was like a nervous laugh, like he was like talking about what happened, not in detail, like, you know, like a short version, and he's like...
And what was that version?
He was just like, this motherfucker came up in my fucking house with a gun, and like, I almost killed him. I should have just fucking finished him off. And then like laughing about it. And then he was like, he just kept like on the phone just saying like the same story to like, I don't know if it's the same person or if it was different people. And he was just pacing around, and then he came in and he's like, you better not fucking tell anybody. Because I told him like, I'm not built for this. Like, I'm not no hardened criminal. Like, I'm not built for that. I told him, I'm like, I'm like, Bobby, like, he's like, well, if you say something, you won't have to worry about being a criminal. Like, basically, he was going to kill me. So I was just like, okay. Like, I won't say anything.
Why do you think Bobby didn't stop when he was hitting him all for 30 minutes straight?
I don't really know. Like, he just had this, like, rush of anger. And then, like, he came down and, he saw me on my phone, and he pushed me and slapped me and then grabbed my phone. He's like, you don't need this right now. So because he's like, I don't know who the fuck you're going to call.
Did he go back upstairs?
Yes.
When he went back upstairs, did he continue to punch and kick?
Yes.
So he comes down, he
like,
punches, he hits, he has the baseball bat, does his thing. He comes down, pushes
he
you.
didn't hear me for a little bit. He's like, what the f-? Like, because I was screaming. Like, he heard me crying, but, like, he didn't see us when he looked down, so he was kind of like, yo, what does this bitch do? Because he's like, where is this stupid bitch?
Right.
And I was just like, oh my god. So I was texting my mom, and, like, I was like, trying to get her to get me right the fuck out of there. And when I was walking down the block, I just wanted to leave, but I was with Seth, and I was just like, I just didn't know what to do.
So you left without down the
He
block.
told me to go look for the car, and Seth took and went and stayed in the living room with her while they were upstairs.
So now he goes back upstairs. Does he use the bat again on him?
He just kept going between the bat, his hands, and the feet.
But after he talks to you, he goes back upstairs and continues.
Yeah.
Mike's still laying lifeless on the...
Yeah, he's like,
When he came down, Mike was how up there?
He was just sitting with his face down.
Sitting or laying down?
Laying. All I saw was, like, just his body laying down.
Was he moving?
He was trying to get, like, trying to, like, maneuver, but,
was
like...
he fighting him, or was he
No,
trying
it was just, like...
protect himself?
Yeah, he was trying to protect himself, because by then he had no fight.
Mike
like,
was?
Yeah, he had no shot.
What do you mean, no shot?
Like, him versus this big black dude with a bat, and, like...
Partridge never stood a chance against 4 other people. His energy would have depleted rapidly under the force of those blows, and any movement would have been a token defensive reflex.
Just standing over him, like...
So, at first it starts off him asking Bobby to stop. Please stop.
Yeah, Bobby, stop, Bobby, stop.
When he's asking Bobby to stop, does Mike have the gun at that point?
No, this was after Seth wrestled it out of his hand and said he's on the floor.
Did Bobby hit him prior to him having the gun?
No, they ran upstairs, and they were like, Seth, Mike, Bobby was already upstairs coming down, because he told us later on that he saw a body, like someone walking up, and that he was going to come down, but like Mike shot and then ran upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So it was all like so fucking fast.
So let me just, again, so that we're clear.
Yes.
So Seth runs up the stairs,
Like,
Mike is chasing him with the gun, but
Bobby's already upstairs looking out
but
the window.
Seth takes the gun away from Bobby before.
Mike?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Seth takes the gun away from Mike before Bobby gets involved.
I didn't see like the exact specifics, but I know, because I'm going by what Seth told me afterwards, because I wasn't, at that point, it was more, I couldn't see where that was.
Okay.
Seth told me that Mike was trying to get into either bedroom and had a gun facing both ways. But then Bobby said that the guy Tim came out of his bedroom and kind of like got Mike off guard behind him because he didn't know he was there.
Who took the gun from him?
Seth did.
Okay. So now Seth has the gun, and then Bobby...
put it in his bedroom.
In his bedroom. Now he doesn't have the gun, and he's being held by Tim at that point.
Yes.
Right? What's Seth doing while Tim's holding him?
Then, like, I don't know if Mike went to, like, run down the stairs, but that's when it moved over.
To that platform.
To where I could see, correct.
To where you could see.
Yes.
When you see that,
all I see
what is Seth doing?
I don't see Seth. Like, I see Mike, I see Bobby, and I see Tim holding Mike. I can't, all I hear is Bobby yelling at Seth that he's surprised him tonight, and he's not, like, a man, basically, and he's being a little bitch.
So as Mike is being held by Tim, and is he trying to go down the stairs? Get away?
Tim's a big black dude.
No, but I mean, he's not headed back into the house. He's headed towards the stairs, or where is he headed towards? Because you said the platform's by the stairs.
It's upstairs. It's literally like
but
right
is
at
it by
the top
of the stairs?
Yeah, it's right at the top, and then there's like a wooden, wooden.
So that's what I'm saying. Not to do your picture, but
no, sorry.
Here's the platform.
Correct. And
right.
then the stairs.
Here's the stairs
for. Okay. These are the stairs. This is like wooden spokes, like a railing.
Okay.
Sorry,
But the bedrooms are over here.
No, when you go up, I think Tim's bedroom's here, Charlie's here, this is the bathroom, and then Seth and Bobby is up here.
Okay.
You gotta walk up.
So he comes up?
Yeah, Seth runs up, Mike runs up behind him, Bobby's in his room looking out his window.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees one coming up. So he said he was getting ready to come down, but he heard the commotion, and I heard him yell Tim's name.
Okay. You heard Bobby up there.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Tim! But then he said, like, when he was talking, I heard him, like, him and Seth were, like, going over it afterwards. He said, basically, Mike didn't see Tim over here come out of his bedroom, so that's what threw him off guard. He basically ran around, Seth ran in his room, scared, and he said, like, basically, Bobby's walking out, and Mike's walking this way, and they're meeting, and Seth's still in his room, and, like, he had the gun pointed to whichever, who was coming out first. And then Tim, monkey moved to grab it from behind, so that's when Seth said he saw the opportunity to grab the gun out of Mike's hands.
And he did.
Yeah, because they were basically, like, fighting.
How does it move over here?
After that, like, Mike kind of, like, lunged. So I heard him say Bobby stop, and he, like, lunged, and that's when Bobby must have, like, kicked him from the back, but he just fell down.
Okay.
And then that's when Tim, like, just held him down.
Okay. So Mike was going back towards the stairs?
Yeah, to try. I don't know if he was, obviously he was trying to get out.
He was trying to get out.
He realized he got in way too deep.
So he didn't have a gun at that point?
No.
And then Bobby starts hitting him with the bat, kicking him, punching him.
Yeah,
Some point, 20 minutes later, he breaks from that and he comes downstairs and he has an altercation with you. Right?
Yeah, it was like in between that 20 minutes. It wasn't like after. Down. Yeah, it was like
he comes down.
I was screaming stop. He's telling me shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. And then comes downstairs, like maybe 10, 15 minutes into it. Comes downstairs. I'm sitting on a little, there's like a Chase lounge chair. Like I'm sitting there. I got to sit there and I'm trying to give her a bottle, but she's crying, so she's scared. So he comes and then he just, first he wanted the phone, and then he slapped me. I'm like, listen, I'm peeing myself. He's like, I don't give a fuck.
The detectives have Clemenza repeat her story several times, but her details only change if she is confronted on a particular point.
And then he's like, shut up, bitch, and then slapped across the face again. And I, like, spun, and I just saw the face, like, sheer terror. And, like, she gave him this look, like, get away from me, you dirty, excuse my language, nigger. She just had this look, like, get away from my mother.
Okay, so now he comes downstairs. So he comes downstairs. He's downstairs for that.
Yeah.
And
Tim is just holding
him down.
When I walked,
what's Seth doing?
I didn't see Seth. Like I
Still
literally.
we're not at Seth.
Yeah. When I walked around the corner, because like I kind of like followed Bobby slowly.
At what point do you go up the stairs though? The first time the beating's happening? Okay, so you see it the first time.
Yeah, and then I went down, and that's when he's like, because I kept screaming like, Bobby, please don't do this, and I'm like, stop, stop. He's like, shut the fuck up, bitch. And he points the like bat like that at me, like he wants to come and hit me. So he's like, go inside. So I just ran inside and stayed.
So now, he gets done having the altercation with you. He comes back upstairs and goes back to beating him with the baseball bat.
And I stayed on the couch because he said, stay in this room.
Did Mike go get the gun in that meantime?
Mike was not getting up.
He was defenseless at that point?
Yeah.
And
like,
he kept
was
going?
just kind of like, he was trying to like crouch, like get in that fetal position.
Let me ask
was
you,
holding him.
when he comes back up the second time, how many times did he hit him?
It wasn't much more. It was like maybe 10 more times, and then they start the whole wrapping up procedure.
Okay, and that's Seth and Tim and...
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you just write your name here and date it. Okay? Just because I don't want anybody to alter it. And I'm going to give you a break because I know this is a lot. It's 8:22.
I know, my daughter.
It's 8:22. We're
8:22, sorry.
8:22 a.m. And put down the 18. 12, 18.
19, 19.
Is it 19?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. 12, 19. Okay, and then same thing with here. You can put it wherever, it doesn't matter. I just don't want anybody to alter your thing, and I just have to file these real quick, and then I'll be right back down, okay? So you got to use the bathroom?
No, I just want to go.
I know. Just be patient with us, okay?
No.
Do you need a bathroom break or anything? I'm stepping out right now to give you a couple moments to gather yourself because I know it's a lot, okay? So I want you, and I know this process is very draining because it's a recall of information that you don't want to recall, okay? All you can do is be honest, all right? Let me step out. I'll be right back.
Yeah, you're hot, you're cold, you're hot.
Well, what do they say? This is the season where everybody's getting sick, so let me just...
Yeah, my daughter, I think she brought it home from daycare.
Petri dishes. Little Petri dishes.
Yeah, no stickers.
No, man, thank you so much. Okay, here you
years. That was my dad knows her as well. Dad passed when I was 10.
Okay. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay.
Your mom had filled me in a little bit about that, and that you have the you call him Uncle Pete down in
Florida.
down in Florida that you've used to kind of get away sometimes.
I might do that now.
Well, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about you in the last couple hours that you've been here. Okay, so this is it. Okay, this is where we iron out the details. All right. So I'm going to start this off by saying, okay, that you can't, with the text messages that I'm reading, okay? I understand that, okay? So there's a certain level of trying to also minimize your involvement in tonight, okay? So what would you say to me if I said to you that I know for a fact that Bobby is painting a picture up there where you're helping him put Mike in the back of the car?
I didn't.
Okay. Yeah,
I didn't touch Michael's body. The only time I did is when Seth was having trouble to tie him up, and I told Michael, I literally went up to him. I did hold his arms down. I'm like, Mike, it's going to be faster if you just stop moving around.
And what did Mike say to you?
He just,
When you held his arms, was he face down or face up?
face down.
And how did you hold his arms?
He was like laying, and this arm, he just kept maneuvering out of Seth's hand, and Bobby kept saying, is he fucking moving? Is he fucking moving?
Okay.
Which I knew that man was going to come and hit him, so I just literally put my weight, put my elbow on Mike right here, and I said, please stop moving.
What did you do with his hand?
I held this hand here while Seth grabbed this hand. And Seth was having
trouble. You held
trouble.
that hand where? Out in front of him?
I held it behind so that Seth could get both, because this arm, he just kept doing this. He kept doing this. And I'm like, Mike, stop. You're prolonging this.
But the fact of the matter is...
But I never put him in the car.
A couple questions I want you to answer honestly.
Yes, I did not touch him and put him in the car.
We know, by talking with certain people, that Mike knew, that Bobby knew, that Mike knew where he lived.
See, all night he's been saying, how the fuck did Mike know? Did you tell him? Did you fucking tell him?
To you?
Yeah.
Okay. And what was your response to him?
I just kept telling him no.
Even though you took him up there?
But then he was like, because Mike has gone through my phone a few times and thinking he was going to find something. And he's like, oh, maybe he got it through your phone. So I kind of played that angle with Bobby, because he's getting mad, and then he's like a light switch Bobby.
Why did Mike go there tonight in the first place?
Mike was planning to rob him, but I hadn't spoken to Mike after he told me he was on his way to my house. I deactivated my Facebook, and
When did Mike tell you he was planning to rob?
When he couldn't get money anymore. He knew that it was...
Yeah, but when was this?
He didn't have a plan.
Yesterday? Was this today? Was this...
Last week. He was dabbling with the idea, but then he was still getting money, and it was his last ditch effort, because he said he wanted to get clean, and he just kept saying, I have nothing, I'm a man with nothing to lose, don't fuck with me.
When last week did he do this?
What?
When did he tell you this last week?
We were in my room, and he was just so tired of sitting in the corner and not being able to leave and not being able to do anything. We just kept, we were talking, and he's like, I can't do this anymore, Courtney, I can't, we need to either, we need to go away together, or we need to, he's like, I have no more fight in me. And he just was broken down, he was crying, and he's like, I can't do this. He's like, I can't hold down a job. My family's not talking to me. I can't do this anymore. And then he wanted to know when certain people were in the house. And we hadn't spoken that day about who was in the house.
What house?
Goshen.
In Goshen.
Because he was asking me who lived there. And I said, you don't want to do it in that guy Tim's home. I didn't know what Tim's involved in, but I just knew he was a big dude. I just said, I said, he works overnights, and I knew Charlie was going away. I told him Charlie's going away. And what I really think was when he looked in that window tonight, he saw me and Seth. He didn't see Bobby. So I'm thinking that he thought just me and Seth were there.
So last week, if I'm hearing you right, last week you have a conversation with him. He has a conversation with you. Mike has a conversation with you, and it's basically who's in the house. Mike wants to know who's in the house. You tell him who's in the house normally. You tell him the pitfalls, like don't go there if Tim's there because he's a big dude. Bobby's there. He knows that Bobby, correct? He knows that Seth.
Seth, I thought Seth did, but now, like, kind of when I was there today, I haven't hung out with him in a while, but, like, seeing today, I guess, if Seth gets a call, he asked Bobby for them. He's not anymore because he did at one time, and I was at my mom's house, and Mike came to me. I couldn't get anything because Bobby was mad at me because he would literally be mad in, like, a flip of a switch. Like, you see his text, he's nice 1 minute, I'm a bitch the next. So he went to Seth's house, I guess told Seth he had $100, and then, like, Seth handed it to him, and he's like, oh, well, I'll have the money tomorrow, and just left.
Who was that? That was...
Mike grabbed it out of Seth's hands and left. This was a few weeks ago. So, since then, Bobby hasn't really, like, he's given him little bits of leeway, but he's working it back up. Because he's, you know...
Bobby ever addressed him, Mike?
About that? Yeah.
What did he say?
The next day, he's like, because I guess, I don't know if you saw where my room is, but I'm in the back. So I guess Mike was his grandpa's, he was really, really sick, going back and forth between my house, you know, trying to get money, and he kept coming to my window, and I didn't hear he was holding the horn down, but Bobby could hear he was staying over at Jared's at that point, and he kept holding the horn down, and Bobby's telling me, he's like, yo, this kid's holding the horn down, but I couldn't hear, and I said, I'm in the back, I don't hear anything. And I guess the next day, when he saw Mike coming to see me, he told him something. He's like, yo, you can't be doing that shit around here. Like, you know, it's a very small block, and everyone's nosy.
Clemenza tries to distract the detective by talking about earlier events with nervous energy. To make her story fit, she has to add more details, which increases her risk of being caught in a lie.
That's over at Hudson Street.
No, that's my house.
That's your house.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys had this conversation about who's in the house. It would make sense if you were also discussing where the are in the house.
Well, he knew it was Bobby's room. Like, so he was asking where, but Bobby, he trusts to a certain point. Like, he's not going to tell me everything because he does know I'm with Mike.
Did you mention any places in the house?
Yeah, Bobby's room.
So,
anything would be Bobby's room. Yeah, he has, like, this little portable safe. But, like, because I said, like, I told him, like, I don't know exactly where it would be because sometimes it's in the closet, sometimes it's under the bed, sometimes it's in Bobby's arms. It all depends on who's in the house at the time with Bobby. Like, if his door's open, it's with him. If his door's locked, it's either in the closet or on the floor.
Okay.
And, you know, he doesn't really let you in his room. Like, he'll go out and, like, I say in Seth's room, he'll just come into Seth's room. Like, I've sat in his room, but he wouldn't do anything. Like, he just sat there and was talking. He wouldn't, you know, move.
Did you ever mention to Bobby that you had this conversation?
No, I never told him.
Did you ever mention to Seth that you had this conversation?
No, because I know Seth would run right the fuck back to Bobby because I've told Seth certain things and he's run right back.
So,
there's no loyalty anymore.
So now you're talking to Mike. You're in essence telling him where the safe may or may not be.
Yes.
That they're going to be in his room. That Tim, if he's there, don't do it.
Yeah.
Do you think he taps on the window? Why would he tap on the window to let you know he's there if he's going to rob the place?
I guess to see if it was okay, but I never, then I, like, looked and I saw, like, a silhouette, but he never, like, tried to talk to me, he never tried to do any signals.
Stop for a minute.
Yeah.
You had a conversation with him that afternoon at the shop, right?
Yeah.
Was the signal supposed to be
like
tap?
No, when I was talking to him, I was scared that he didn't have the money, and I was like, you cannot do this to me, because I don't know what Bobby's going to do. I don't know if he's going to think I'm bullshitting him, because I was really afraid.
And what did he say?
He's like, well, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not leaving here sick. So I was scared.
Did he tell you he was going to rob the place that night?
No, he did not.
So when you had your conversation going back, did he say he would give you a signal?
He never even spoke to me about this yesterday.
No, I'm talking about last week when you're sleeping over, when he's sleeping over.
No, like, we were going to make a plan, like...
What was the plan going to be?
Like, he asked me where the rooms were, so I told him the placement of the rooms.
Did you write them down? Did you show him?
I, like, wrote it down from he has it.
Who does?
Michael.
Where does he have it?
I don't know, but I know he has it because one day when I couldn't get anything from him, he told me he was going to show Bobby it.
Okay, so he has that somewhere?
Probably his wallet.
Probably his wallet? Okay.
He doesn't really have like a bag or anything. He has a backpack, but I believe it's in my room.
It's in your room?
I believe it's in my room. Cause
would it be in the
that
backpack?
or in his grandpa's. That or at his grandpa's house. But I'm not exactly sure if he left with it last time because he's been leaving with my backpack with the laptop, and that's the only thing that's been in it. It's a Bob's Burgers laptop bag.
Okay.
And the other bag he's just been keeping in my closet because he doesn't want to walk around with too much stuff.
Okay.
So he's just been kind of like...
So you drew him a map of the rooms and where stuff would be?
It was a map of like the house, just kind of like a layout of the house. But he never told me like a date or a time. Like, I just told him, you know, Tim's schedule, when that Charlie was going on vacation. And because he was asking me, he's like, can you get Seth and Bobby out of the house? But he's put this like block between us with this whole like cheating scandal that it's put a wedge where I used to be closer to them to know, but then with this wedge, he wants to deal with them, but with him acting crazy yesterday and me hanging out over there, I was building the trust.
Mm-hmm.
But it was never a set in stone date, because I told him I want to get them out of the house, so there was nobody there.
Why?
I didn't know what Bobby's capable of.
Okay.
Like, he's just a very scary fucking dude. Like,
but why risk robbing him in the first place?
Because Seth was running his mouth saying he's got like $25,000 in cash. He's got...
Seth was running his mouth?
Yeah.
Did Seth has it or Bobby has it?
That Bobby hasn't.
And who's Seth telling this to? You?
He was telling me this, and when he was talking about the money part, Mike was there. He was like, wow, I watched Bobby count $25,000 the other day.
So Mike and Seth had a conversation about this?
They didn't have like a personal conversation. It was the three of us were together in the car.
When was that?
This was like maybe 2 weeks ago. I don't know the exact. It's like around 2 weeks ago.
The detective can tell by the way Clemenza supposedly remembers multiple conversations in such detail that she is being less than truthful.
Because, you know, sometimes Seth would have to come and Mike would be in the car. He didn't like it, but if Bobby told him to do it, he had to do it. If Bobby said jump, Seth asked how high. So, and since he's moved in, it's gotten worse.
So Seth was aware then that...
He didn't know Mike was going to rob the house.
He just knew that he was just boasting about them.
Yeah, he was just boasting about counting, like, he's like, wow, Bobby counted $25,000 in cash.
How long after he says that do you guys have the conversation about where...
Pretty soon after Mike did. He was like, oh, if I could get that cash, like, that would be, you know, that would just get us set. We could get an apartment, we could get a car, like, it could be like a nice get on your feet thing. He said, and Bobby's not going to tell because why would, you know, who's going to run to the cops and say? So that's when he was, and he's like, you know, and I could take it at the same time, be good on that end. So he was kind of like the wheels were turning.
Okay. So now he didn't say, what did he specifically say?
And what really weirded me out about yesterday was, because he always stops by my house first, and he'll look in my window to see if I'm home. Like, my mom never texted me to say he stopped by, he just came right to the Goshen house, which really, like, weirded me out. That's why when I heard the tapping, I thought it was him, but then I was like, my mom would have called and said that, you know, they chased him out of that house. So why would he go there if...
Well, you knew why he was coming.
Well, but I was...
When you saw him, he taps on the window. You see him walking back, and you heard the bang in the car.
And Seth saw him too. And then 2 to 5 minutes later was that bang on the car.
Right, when you saw that, did you know why he was there?
No, I didn't know he was there to rob the house. Like, he told... In between that...
Why did you think he was there?
Bobby opened the window, and he saw him walking and yelled to him, and he said he was there to pick me up. That's what he told Bobby.
So but Bobby sees Mike downstairs.
Yeah, when he was up there, he said he saw him walking down the driveway with a large object in his hand.
After the...
This was before any physical altercation, before the shooting.
And what does Bobby say?
He came downstairs, and he was like, because I texted my mom, I need to leave, because Bobby's like, you need to get the fuck out, and you need to get the fuck out, to me, Seth.
And that's when he's walking down the driveway.
Yeah, and that's when Mike was walking like he was leaving.
So he's pissed that Mike's there now.
Yeah, and he said that we need to leave because one of us told him where he lives or he followed us there from before. He thought that Mike followed me and Seth from the day, like after the daycare.
From the daycare. And he's pissed now.
Yeah, and he was like really fucking pissed. He was like, this motherfucker knows where I live now, it's over, this is over, I can't do this anymore, I've never had so much drama with you white people. And just like flipping out and just kept, he's like, you need to fucking go. And then like, he was just like so pissed. And Seth was just standing there and I'm like, Seth, just come to my house if you want. He's like, and I thought he meant for us to leave with the car, the Toyota or whatever, the silver car. And then he's like, Seth, give me the fucking keys. I'm like, well, how do you want us to leave? I'm not walking with my daughter. So it's like, I'm just going to try to get us a ride, just relax. And that's when the shot happened after. So there was like no time in between. Because I was trying to text my mom to see if maybe the lady in the middle, in between her and Jared could pick me up. Cause
How long was he gone when he walked down the driveway before he came back with the alleged shotgun?
it was like 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
wasn't
far.
even, yeah, it was not even like 5-10 minutes. It was like a
So-
very short period of time.
So now, when you guys are, so at some point, when he's doing the beating and then he comes downstairs, he said he took your phone.
Yes.
Because he couldn't see you, didn't know what you're doing,
Yeah.
didn't want you to fucking call the police, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
And I was texting my mom.
And you were texting your mom. Did he read the text to your mom?
No, he just grabbed the phone and put it right in his pocket.
Right in his pocket. When did you get the phone back?
After we came back from dropping Mike off, hours later, it was like 2-3 hours, because I had Seth text my mom because I didn't want to ask him for the phone. Because we were kind of in Seth's room, like, he's like, get sleep. And we were just kind of standing like this, because like his door was cracked open and Bobby would walk by to like see what we were talking about,
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of pop his head in and just have this mug on.
What do you mean, mug?
Just like this face, like, he's like, and I fucking blame you for him knowing where I live. So I was like, I'm not asking him for my phone. So
Okay.
then he happened to come in 2 hours later and just threw it on the bed. And he's like, oh, I charged your phone a little bit.
What time are you charging?
Must have been when we got back. I don't really know. I didn't even see him charge it. He went in his room for a little bit. When we came back, we actually went to the liquor store before we came back to the house because he said he needed liquor. And
What
then
liquor store?
right in Goshen, where Baxter's Pharmacy used to be, right across from there.
So after
corner.
you drop off,
In Goshen. After we dropped Mike off, we came back almost the same way, but we made one different turn. Instead of turning where the golf course was, we went straight into Goshen.
who went into the liquor store?
Bobby did.
For each question that the detective hurls at her, Clemenza has an answer ready. She is handling the current level of pressure, so the detective may have to become more aggressive in his approach.
And I turned the car around.
And what did he get?
He got, I believe it was Hennessy. It was like this tall of a bottle.
Did you get anything?
No, I didn't get
Did
out of the car.
Seth get anything?
Only Bobby did.
Only Bobby did. Okay. So you get back. You're back how long when you get the phone back?
We're back like, I'm trying to think, because it was really dark. We went right in Seth's room. We were watching a movie. We put down, put Stuart Little on. She wouldn't stop grabbing me, so I lay down with her. She fell asleep like it was a half hour later, and he must have had a few shots and kind of got in a better mood because then like he was on the phone making the calls,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe it was to his like, because then I heard him like, fuck, now this is fucking up, and no one's gonna give me to hold if I got people up in here trying to come in here with guns. No one's gonna fucking give me anything to hold. Now they're gonna want to take it all back. And he kept like talking like that, and then like he would, when you come in, like Seth was coming here, and Seth sitting there, he's like, and what are you sitting there? He's like, you surprised me tonight. You know, you didn't play your fucking part. So me and Seth were both trying to explain to him, like, we don't come from this. Like, we've never seen anything. He's like, well, this is real life. Welcome. So I was like, this is not like my reality. Like, I've never seen anything like that.
So he wasn't shocked, and he wasn't upset that he did this to him.
No, not at all. He's not remorseful. Nothing.
Okay.
He
Was Seth?
Yes, I could tell.
How could you tell?
He just like wasn't talking. He was more upset, thinking like, wow, I could have died tonight. Like he was just so set on Mike trying to shoot him. He's like, Courtney, I saw Mike's face, like, you didn't see his face, like, we were fighting for this barrel, and he's trying to point at me and go for the trigger, and he's like, I've never been face to face with that.
Let me stop you.
Yes.
When you got back, it was you, Seth, Bobby.
Yes.
Okay.
Tim was already gone for work.
Tim left for work.
Correct.
You were gone for how long?
Because I know GPS takes 11 minutes to Chester. It just seemed like so much
When
longer.
you stopped at the liquor store, that
Yeah.
took about how long?
I turned around, and not even like 3 minutes, he was in, bought it, and came right out.
So 11 more minutes back.
Had to be maybe a half-hour stretch, if that.
Okay, so say half hour, 45 minutes to err on the side of caution, right? Okay. When you leave, what's Tim doing?
He walked back in the house,
Mm-hmm.
and when we pulled up, he was getting out to go to work, and he was backing the car out. He opened the window and said, get the fucking door shut, because the front door wouldn't shut because Mike shot it.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, get the fucking door shut, and just pulled off.
Who said that?
Tim said that to Bobby, because he, like, we were parked here, and Tim was parked, like, at the house, and, like, backed up next to
So Bobby answers to Tim?
It's his dog. Like, I was trying to figure out, I thought they were just roommates, but Seth was telling me that Tim is, like, his brother, or
Okay.
godfather. They call each other something like that. I didn't really understand it, so.
So he leaves, and now it's only you. Did Bobby leave at all when you guys?
No.
So you all three stay in the house from the time you get back until the time we call you
Yes.
and you leave for the quick trip?
Yeah, Seth
Nobody
said
left.
that car's not leaving, because Seth said if any, he just not driving, and the car was
When
leaving.
you are at the house, okay,
Yes.
how long, the last time you talked to Mike before he shows up at the house is what time?
When I was getting clothes together of mine, when I called Seth to pick me up.
And that was
And that was that was when he followed me.
that's almost 4:30.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
great.
I deactivated my Facebook, so that was really the only way for him to reach me. He
That's
didn't know
4:30, but he's showing up at the house at what time?
between 6:37. It was dark, but it wasn't like pitch black dark.
So he shows up at your house.
But he never showed up at my house.
I'm sorry, showed
Yeah.
up at.
Yeah.
He shows up between 6.
Yeah, like
30-ish.
6:30.
Okay. So you get there though at what time?
We were there. We were there for about 15 minutes before the tap.
Before the tap.
Because I got there. I went out because we were on the way home. Like, we were on the way to the house in Goshen, and Seth was like, did you grab this for Valley? Did you grab that? And I was like, fuck, we're so worried about her clothes, I forgot the diapers. So he's like, well, I'm not turning around. So I'm like, you know what, I'll ask Bobby for $10, and I'll go to CVS and see if I can just buy a pack.
Okay.
Bobby said yes. He said, don't worry about it. And then I went to CVS, came back, I made the mac and cheese for me, and we were eating it. We had already finished it.
The details involving Haskell were not mentioned in her previous statement. Slowly but surely, the detective is getting more information. Whether there is any truth to it or not is another story.
And I was throwing the package out when he tapped.
So you were only there for 15 minutes
Yeah.
when he's tapping on the window.
Yeah. It was, and then I looked out, and then Seth was getting paranoid. I was bugging out because we didn't know what happened. So Seth went to shut the light, and then Bobby came down and was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? And we're like, I heard something. And I said I heard a tapping, and then I heard almost the same tapping, but then I look and it was like throwing something. So I kind of like put it like, oh, maybe it was that, because then I thought I saw someone, and then Seth said he saw someone walking down, and then he changed his story, so I'm like, maybe I'm paranoid, maybe I'm crazy. And then all of a sudden Bobby said he saw someone walking down the driveway with like a long thing, which I guess he said was a shot. The crowbar that he had was only like this long.
The crowbar was that?
Yeah, it was a short one.
And he was walking down back towards the roadway with the shotgun?
Yeah.
He was walking away from the house with the shotgun.
And what Bobby and Seth were saying after the fact was that maybe Mike was trying to like lure them out of the house to like ambush them. Like they didn't understand why he kept going back. But we didn't know what he was going back to because there was no vehicle. So I was kind of
Well, that's what I want to talk about, because that's not what's making sense.
Because I walked up and down the block and I couldn't find it. I don't know if Bobby found it.
So I'll tell you what, we had the vehicle. We found the vehicle. Okay?
Then
There is
Seth kept saying-
zero way. What Seth keeps saying?
No, he kept saying it has to be in the woods or in behind somebody's shed.
So you guys are actively looking for this.
I walked down the block because Bobby said go look for the car.
Okay, this is where you're minimizing. Okay, I'm going to be very honest with you right now. All right, we found the car. We know where the car is. Okay, car isn't with Mike, right?
It. I swear to God.
The fact of the matter is this. Okay, if I put you on a polygraph right now.
Yeah,
okay?
I would pass.
Okay.
I swear to God.
Why would that car be so far away from where Mike is?
That's what I was trying to figure out, and then
But if you're trying to figure it out, then you would have known
I
that it
was
was far away.
walking down the block. I was walking because I walked all the way down to that end and I didn't see it. And then Bobby walked. He's like, "Oh, maybe it's in a driveway."
Bobby walked where?
Because as I was walking back, someone was walking with a flashlight, and then I was trying to figure out who it was, and then it was Bobby.
So he's down there.
And then he was walking, looking for it. So I don't know, maybe.
So where this car was, somebody had to drive it where it was and then get picked up by somebody. Okay? And it wasn't Mike getting picked up by anybody. It was somebody in your party who had access to this.
I had no idea where it was.
Which means so by what you guys were saying, okay, but what you've told me and what we know.
I don't know if maybe they're not telling me.
Well, or are they using and making you drive the car?
I never drove that vehicle. I never found it. I swear on everything I love. I swear on my daughter's life.
Did Seth or anybody find it?
Because when I was laying down, they're like, "Oh, let's go inside and talk for a little bit." I didn't see if they left. I didn't see anything.
So he shows up at your house at 7... Mike, 7 what? You're saying 7:30?
It had to be earlier. Because around 7:30 was when we were dropping Mike off. So I remember seeing 7:22.
That's when you're dropping him off?
I just remember 7:22. Because I have the receipt in my email for CVS. Everything's just scattering.
Mm-hmm. That's why I want you to center yourself.
I'm trying to think, and it's just all mushing. Don't want to say the wrong thing.
Here's the problem. That car was found way before, or was found a little bit before this all happened, which means he can't be in two places at one time, right?
Exactly.
So if Mike is up there, right, then why is his car somewhere else is the question. Far away.
They had to find it when they were walking out to go smoke weed.
When was that?
When I was laying down. They didn't want to smoke with my asthma in the room and sit.
Yeah, but when was that? What time?
That was after everything happened, after we dropped Mike off. That was when we got back and I was laying her down. So that was after the liquor store and everything, right after the liquor store.
What if I told you it was way before that? Way before that.
I didn't touch that vehicle.
I'm asking
you.
See, here's the thing. There's conversations that you're not filling me in on, okay? There's conversations that are had at that house in certain periods of time that you're staying away from, just by the nature of the stories, the storyline that you're doing. What is the context that you guys are talking about, okay, around the time period where you're texting your brother? What are the cops saying? There's concern there.
After.
Why would you be texting?
If Bobby wanted to know what was going on, he wanted to know because I told them that I told my mom that he beat him up, and that's why he wanted me to press them.
Clemenza fumbles her answers, struggling to keep the timeline consistent.
He wanted to do what?
He wanted me to press my brother to try and get information, but then it wasn't, because we have iPhone, it wasn't delivering. So he's like, well, what the fuck, why isn't he answering? Text your mother, call your mother. So I pretended to call my mother, but I didn't because I knew she needed Wi-Fi.
Well, you called your mom at 118.
Yeah, no, they asked me after that to call her, and then Seth was going to call her from his phone, but then he said that would look weird.
Seth did?
Yeah, he's like, well, if I call your mom, it's going to look weird. He wanted me to keep calling until I got her on the phone. But I knew she wasn't going to say anything.
Why'd you ask your mom why would you be at the station?
No, because when my brother texted me, he said that you guys came to the house. But then he stopped answering. So I was like, why would you be at the station if you're being questioned at the house? Like, I just didn't know they were being brought in. I just thought it was weird. I thought suspects come into questioning. That's why I was confused. Because then when she called me, she's like, I'm at the station, like, very pissed off. I already knew she was mad because it was about Mike. So I was like, fuck. I just know I was going to get yelled at. I'm like, well, why are you even at the station 4 hours later? I thought they'd went to bed because she never texted me. Vin never texted me. And it was weird that his phone was off because he's always got his phone on.
Who?
My brother.
Your brother?
That's why it was just, like, weird and not adding up. And Bobby saw that it was weirding me out, so he was, like, panicking. Like, not panicking outward to us, but, like, the gears were turning. Because he's like, oh, I'm not going to be sleeping for days.
So if he's panicked, and hear me on this, this is your opportunity to speak 100% the truth. If he is panicking right now, then it would be feasible and realistic to believe that you guys would have a conversation on what should be told now that the police are involved.
He told me don't say anything.
But it's too late because the text messages already went out, so he can't tell you don't say anything.
Yeah.
So what did he in fact tell you?
He wanted me to find out what my mom said and go from there. That's what he told me to say. He didn't know, I think, that if he came in the car he was getting questioned, or he wouldn't have came.
Well, no, and again, hear me out. He asked, by your own admission right now, you said he asked you what you said, and you said, I texted my mom that you beat up Mike.
Yeah,
that you beat
and
Mike
he laughed.
up. And he laughed, right?
He laughed.
So he already knows that he already knows you texted Mike. He already knows that you told
Mom.
Texted your mom. He already knows that you told your mom that he beat.
Because then he's like, well, would your mom say anything? So I just said no because I didn't want him to, like, hurt my mom. Because he told me, like, the way he puts it to me in Middletown, he's like, I'll fuck you up. Fuck with me or my money, I'll fuck your life up. That's exactly how he put it to me. He's like, I don't do no nickel and dime. He's like, I make money. He's like, so this isn't no little stuff. I was like, what does that mean? Like, I don't know the lingo. So he was just like, basically, if you say anything or put him, like, say anything about his business or him, that he'll basically be killed. Or beaten or something of that nature, like a threat. I took it as a threat.
But you're pressing your mom for information. You're pressing your brother for information, whether it be on his behalf or not. It's also on your behalf, not because you want to know what mom is saying, right? Correct?
Yeah, of course.
Am I correct?
Of course.
So you're pressing your mom to see what mom is saying because
he kept coming in the room. What did they answer you? Did they answer you? Did they answer?
But you're also, but he's not standing over you forcing you to do it. Did he take your phone and text your mom?
No.
When he had your phone in the car and you didn't have control of your phone, he didn't have the passcode to your phone, correct? And you need a thumbprint or passcode to open it up, right?
Correct.
So you're 100% confident he wasn't able to send any text messages on your behalf, right?
No.
So
only Seth knows my password.
Okay. And Seth didn't have the phone, correct?
No, Bobby did.
Bobby did. So the only one that had the phone when it was out of your control was Bobby, but he doesn't have the passcodes of the thumb protection. You have it, and you start asking and pressing your mom for information as to why the police is there, right?
Yeah, well, I knew because my brother said the cops are here, and then talked a little bit, and
what did he talk a little bit about?
It doesn't make sense that Clemenza was able to communicate so often with her mother and brother if Haskell was as paranoid as she claims.
It's in my phone. He said the cops are here, and then he thought it was Mike because they came in the back, and it's always where Mike came. And then I said, like, what were they there about? And then he said he didn't know. He didn't, I guess, hear them or something.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden his phone just, like, wouldn't deliver any messages.
Okay. But that put you in a panic, that put Mike in a panic, Bobby in a panic, and it put Seth in a panic, right?
Yeah.
So why, and that's by your own admissions, right? So why would that panic all of you at the same time? If you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I think Bobby knew that me and Seth are weak links and would talk.
But you're part of this.
Yeah.
You're part of this. And it got out of control.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
No.
Seth is part of this, you're part of this, Tim is part of this, and Bobby's part of this. Mike showed up, although be it for whatever reason, okay? The fact of the matter is that at some point in time, you were involved, as was Seth, as was Mike, or as was Bobby and Tim. Am I misreading this? Right? You having a conversation with Michael days before he shows up at the house, you have conversations with him about how much there is. Seth also adding to that, right? Seth adding to that. Is Seth part of that whole thing with Seth?
No, he had no idea, because honestly he's so Bobby everything.
So hear me out, Courtney. So you give this information to him. You even detail a map to him, okay?
We were supposed to plan it, and he was supposed
together.
to tell me the day, the time.
But
I was supposed to not lure them out, but like see where they were, if they were home, like try and get them, see when they're not home, basically.
And he gets drunk and he gets high because
he got drunk.
Because you gave him he from you, right?
Well, that he did earlier. By the time he came, I was already out of the system.
But he's jonesing for more.
Yeah, exactly.
You follow what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Okay? So now, you're there with him. This thing gets... Listen, he's gonna fight this guy, right?
Correct.
There's no doubt in your mind, because he's upstairs, he knows it's Michael, you said he was pissed that Michael was on the property.
Oh, yeah.
He's pissed at you.
He kicked me and Seth out.
He's pissed at you and Seth. He takes the car keys and says, I don't care how you get go.
Yeah,
right? So he's kicking you out. Was the door, let me ask you this, was the front door locked?
Yes.
Okay. So how did Michael get in?
He shot it and then kicked it open.
He kicked it open. So he shot the lock.
Yeah.
Okay. Did Michael, let me ask you this. Did Michael come over to that house, and you need to be honest with me. Michael's been there before, okay?
Yes.
You know that, I know that, we know.
You showed him it.
Yeah, we know he's been there before, okay? I have a feeling that Michael was going back over there to get okay? And I have a feeling...
Because when right before we, like, well, say, he's like, if I got money, would you be able to get it? I said, yeah, but you need to hurry up. And then his last message was, I'm coming to you. But I was already in the car with Seth leaving.
But he's coming with the money.
He went to my house. He was going to give me the money.
But he knows you're not there. He knows you're at the other house. So he's coming wherever you are. So you're assuming he's going, but he's going.
And then I deactivated my...
So now he can't talk to you.
He can't reach to me at all.
Oh, and you can't reach him to say, don't come here. So he comes there. I don't think he comes there to shoot the lock out.
The detective is willing to believe that certain parts of Clemenza's story are true, but he isn't going to let her get away with thinking that she has fooled him completely.
And rob the place. I don't. What I think happens is he comes there thinking that you're going to have... And then Bobby upstairs sees him and flips his shit because he owes him money. How correct am I? And as that fucking happens, I believe...
And Bobby was also pissed that he knew where he laid his head.
So now you owe me $700.
Now you know where the fuck I live.
You know where I live. Mike's coming there. I don't think Mike ever shot, nor I think that was done later by somebody else.
No, he did.
Mike shot that door.
He really did. The shotgun is in Seth's room.
That might be, but he comes there.
He also didn't want to rob it, but that was...
But that's not what I'm saying. Are you going to really tell me right now that he came there to...
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe
so why then would he have to shoot the door to get in if he's purchasing it? He's got the money.
It was locked because Bobby didn't want him at that house. Bobby knowing he... Because I already told him, if Bobby knows where you live, you're going to fuck everything up for yourself.
So
I think he already knew that. He was on a suicide mission.
So he comes there. But what I'm trying to say is I don't believe that he is at that door with a gun
No,
the first
he
time.
was.
With the first time.
Oh, the first time?
No.
No. When he was tapping, no.
When he was knocking on the door.
He wasn't, he never knocked.
Knocked on
He just shot when he tapped at the window.
Right, for you to come, correct?
He just tapped. I looked out and like I saw a silhouette, but he didn't like go like this, he didn't go like that, there was no movement. So I was like, and it didn't even click to me that he would go there because he was so wasted. I thought his grandpa would have a little more smarts since the last year what happened.
Why would he?
He didn't even like give me a signal like, hey, it's me, come outside. Like,
so you guys are on good terms. He's never been abusive to you. Mike's never been abusive to you.
no.
Never. You have plans, in fact, to rob this guy. You know.
But
But he said, I have money. I'm coming to you to purchase.
He said, I'm going to get money. I'll make sure I have it. And Mike always says that.
Okay.
That's how he
Well,
robs.
nonetheless, you assume he's going to your house, but he knows that you're not at your house. He knows that because he was at your house at 4.
Yeah.
So he knows that you're over here, and he's going to come get it. And he's going to have money.
And he's already made it very clear when he's sick, he's going to get his however he gets them.
So in this whole thing, did anybody check his wallet to see if he had money?
No.
Did anybody take his wallet?
Not that I saw, no.
What about his phone?
He didn't have a phone.
Where
He
did
only
his phone?
has the one that works on Wi-Fi that leaves at his grandpa's house.
Okay. So he didn't have anything on him?
He lost his phone when he was drunk last week.
Okay. No.
My laptop, but that, to my knowledge, was in the car because I saw it in the car that afternoon.
So he goes there, and he taps on the window, and he sees you.
Like, he saw me and Seth downstairs.
Yeah?
So we were talking, like, me and Seth are like, are we paranoid? And then I didn't want to say, like, I think it's Mike because
Why would
I
he
knew
damage
he would
your
run
car?
to Bobby.
Tell me why he would damage your car.
It's basically Bobby's car. Bobby bought it. Bobby and Seth take it. I just...
Yeah, but does Mike know that?
Yes.
So he knows Bobby bought that car for you?
Yeah.
And he knows that Seth runs it?
I used to drive it until Bobby... Like, I used to take it overnight by Mike's grandpa's house, and he got pissed because the car wasn't in Chester when he needed it.
So why would he damage that
Because
and then walk away?
He knows Bobby pays the insurance. He knows Bobby paid the $4,000 for the car.
But he's walking away. You follow what I'm saying? It's not like, boom, he hit the thing on his way to the door.
That's what Bobby
on his way to the
was
door.
walking away. I didn't look out the window. Seth didn't look out the window. We were panicking, trying to get out of there. Like, we were nervous.
So how many shots did you hear?
I heard one.
So how many noises did you hear through the whole thing?
I heard the boom of the thing on the side of the door, and then the boom right at the door where you just saw like flying dirt and shit. It was weird. It would look like slow motion because I just turned around, and that's when Seth said he shot the fucking door.
Okay. So he shot the door. Now he goes upstairs, and immediately the gun
runs right upstairs.
Immediately the gun's taken away.
They're wrestling for it, like they're tussling him and Seth, and apparently he said...
So let me just stop you.
Mm-hmm.
So how did Seth get up those stairs after Mike?
Seth heard that shot and just darted right for the steps.
Right where the gunshot is?
No, because there's steps and the door's here. The steps are here. He heard that boom and he ran up the steps. He said he was going to his room for a knife. That's what he told me after the fact. But he doesn't have knives in his room. I don't know if he was going to hide, if he was scared, because he was very visibly scared afterwards.
Okay. So, but you understand.
And a lot of it with Seth is, his always immediate thing is he's so worried about being cut off from drugs. That's always his first thing. And now it's I'm going to be cut off and kicked out because he's staying there. So now he's like, oh shit, what am I going to do?
Like many addicts, Plasang found the thought of going through withdrawals terrifying. That fear often spurs people to desperate actions that they would otherwise not commit.
And then Bobby's telling him, like, yo, be a fucking man. Like, you're not proving yourself. Like, what are you doing? Why didn't you do anything? Why aren't you doing anything?
Did Bobby cut any of the vacuum cords?
No. Seth did.
It was all Seth.
That's what Seth told me, that he cut the vacuum cords, and Jim yelled at him for cutting all of the vacuum cords.
So you didn't see him cut the vacuum cords?
No, I was downstairs. They were in Seth's rooms, the vacuums.
Okay. So all the vacuums were in Seth's room?
Yeah. I don't know why, but they were. And even when I walked upstairs, they were. There's one actually still in his room with blood.
Blood?
Yeah, there's like blood right on it. It's like one of those skinny ones, and it was like on the underneath the handle.
Why would there be blood under that?
That's what I asked him, and he said he didn't know. I was like, why is there blood on the vacuum? That makes no sense if Michael was never in your room. So it wasn't adding up to me. I was trying to like figure it out, but then all of a sudden Seth was just sitting there.
Did
like,
Seth have blood on him?
No. Actually, he was asking me because he was going like this to see if he had blood. He wanted me to like inspect his shirt.
Did Bobby have blood on him?
Bobby had a lump on his head, he said. But
Well, he said, did you see it?
he just kept on like this, saying there's a lump on his head. I didn't look like a lump, like he was just going like that, saying like, I got a lump on my head. He said he thinks Mike got a punch in. But it wasn't possible.
So there was no remorse by Bobby, no remorse by Tim?
No, not at all.
Do you understand that when I go back to this, that your involvement in this, right? Tell me why. And you had the ability to text your mother. You, by your own admission, say, right, that, and keep in mind here, your texts are very poignant. Yeah. I saw blood squirting from him.
Because Bobby was saying he wanted to break his ankles.
He definitely has broken ankles and ribs.
He said, I really wanted to break his ankles so he couldn't walk out of here.
Amongst your mom laughing at some of this stuff? So you have...
She just doesn't like him.
But it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, instead of those text messages, you could have, because Bobby can't see him and you could have done it, contacted the police department for Mike. Why?
Bobby threatened me.
I understand Bobby threatened me.
I know. I don't know how you would text the police, but...
No. Text your mom to call the police.
She didn't text out.
Right?
Yeah.
There's no...
I'm honestly afraid of Bobby because he already told me he will find me wherever I go and he will kill me. And I'm just really afraid. That's why I don't want him to find out.
For somebody that you're so... follow me on this. For somebody that you're so afraid of, your mom says, verbatim to us, okay, that is the home that you go to hide from Mike, to kind of clear your mind from Mike. That's your space.
He doesn't know that he's...
I get it, okay, but you keep going to that house. You've gone there with Mike. You've gone there with Seth, right? Yes. You lay there. You sleep there. You go there with your daughter. Follow me on this. If he's such a badass, and I'm so afraid of him, why in God's name would you bring your 2-year-old daughter around him if you're that truly afraid of him?
The detective is asking questions that are difficult for Clemenza to answer without making herself look bad. It shows that she was an active participant rather than a victim, which brings her closer to a stretch in prison that she is desperate to avoid.
He's like a light switch. He's very, you just have to basically appease him in order for him to not switch like that. But I've seen him on the phone with me. He have one bad phone call and then his whole mood is just different. I'm learning more as I get to know him, and I believe he's killed people. I don't know. I don't know if it's an act to try and scare me.
Who else do you think he's killed?
I don't know. Honestly, he hasn't said anything, but I don't know if it's an act to scare us or, to kind of he's top dog and you know what I mean? Or if it's the truth. That's
but again, you're driving him around. You're sleeping over there. You're with Seth over there. And when I say with, you're hanging out with Seth over there. You've brought Mike over there. Your daughter is over there. And you have. So listen, you are downstairs before this kicks off, and you are playing with your daughter and making dinner, right?
Correct.
That does not sound like you're scared of somebody upstairs.
No,
okay?
Honestly, after I've never seen him in that mode.
You've lived, but he's lived next to you for so many years.
He only lived for a year next to us. Jared's lived with us.
And he's lived with Jared?
Only for, I guess, this past year, because that was his address he got paroled to. I really started to know him this year. I was pulling in one night, and he kind of walked up on me and said, here, and to try them or give them out. And then after that, he actually came up to my window one night and was like, oh, here, I have bud for you. I don't smoke. So I was like, okay. So basically he was trying to pawn it off.
Is there any truth to any sexual relationship with him?
No, he wanted to, and I told him no.
Well, how far?
And then he told me he was going to take it from me.
How far has he gotten with you?
I've never kissed him. I've never had sex with him. He told me he was going to take it. That's why I tried to never position myself alone, like I'd be with Seth. Like, you know what I mean?
But even him saying that, you still are over there. You're still sleeping over here. You're sleeping in Seth's room, which is right next to his room, right?
Like, he's never came at me like that. Like, he's tried to, like, grab my ass, like, when Seth wasn't looking, but...
Why would Seth care about that? If you're not having a relationship with Seth?
I'm not, but
But why would he care about that?
I don't know. Like, he just didn't want it to get back to Mike, because he knows how, like, Mike got, like, over that kind of stuff. Like, Mike would go crazy if he thought anything was happening. And he did go crazy if he knew something happened. But he sent me texts, Bobby, like, we are just friends, we have never had sex. Mike's read it, but he still thinks it's bullshit. Black guys aren't my type. And he's old.
That doesn't...
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, that's why I would drive him around. That's why, you know, for stuff, I wouldn't...
But that's when you follow me.
Yeah.
If you're afraid of somebody,
desperateness.
If you're afraid of somebody, you're not going to be at their home. If you're afraid of somebody, you're not going to bring your 2-year-old there. If you're afraid of somebody...
No, after last night, like, seeing what he, like, putting his hands on me is what really, like, put the fear of God in me. He's never put his hands on me like that. He came and slapped me in front of my daughter, knowing how, like, I feel about, you know, confrontation in front of her. He just went, pow, told her to shut up, and I just saw...
But he's not... You're saying he's...
Like, I've never seen that side of him, is what I'm saying.
But
like,
it's not an out-of-control thing, because he's controlled enough to control you. He's controlled enough to control Seth, right? To orchestrate, to have Tim be part of it, to have you be part of it, to have Seth be part of it. All of you contributed to this, right? So let me go through it.
That's why I was crying, like, please don't kill him, because, like...
But here's the thing, you're saying please don't kill him, yet you're holding him
This
so he gets
after.
But here's the thing,
I know what you mean.
You had the opportunity, right? They told you to walk away and go find the car.
Yeah.
And you, by your own admissions, were gone for 45 minutes.
Well, no, that was before when I told you I walked up.
Clemenza had multiple opportunities to get help. Haskell was not watching her the entire time, and she even left the house by herself.
45 minutes. I walked to the end of the road and back, and as I was walking, Bobby was checking where I was at. He was coming out with a flashlight, like, where have you been? I said, I'm looking for the car. He told me to look for the car. And then we walked, and we didn't see it because I was...
You walked together?
We walked for a little bit, and then we turned around. I was like, fuck this, and then just turned around.
My fear is this, right? My fear is this, is that we're going to get, we have the phones associated with all this. We're going to do the GPS data on them, and they're going to track, we're going to track the phones. And what I don't want to see is that the phones are where a car is being, or where you know, because that would not be a truthful, you wouldn't be being truthful, right?
I knew exactly where I was.
But you going out there...
I went to look, and I never found it.
You're halfway up the stairs as he's getting...
I walked up because, I mean, I knew I couldn't do nothing. Like, you know, going up there, I would have just gotten hit with a bat myself.
So when he tells you to leave, why didn't you leave? When he said,
we were going to, and that's when
Mike
came in the house. So that's when everything kind of, like, took off.
Okay.
Because he did tell us...
So when this is happening to Mike, why didn't you run to a neighbor's house? These are all questions.
I know. I just didn't want... I don't know why I thought if I was there he wouldn't have killed... Like, you know, I thought maybe if he heard me, like, because I was crying and screaming louder on purpose, that hopefully he wouldn't...
Hold on a minute. You just said you were hoping if you were there he wouldn't kill him.
Yeah, like he wouldn't do any... You know what I mean? Like he wouldn't...
And this is where you need to be very honest with me. All right? In that car, was Michael making any movements?
Yeah. And I told him, please stop, Michael.
In the car. I'm saying in the car ride out to where you dropped him off. When he's putting the snow.
He was just trying to, like move. Like, I could tell he was trying to, like, get out of the cords. He was just trying to move like this. Like, it was very, like just kind of like, he was like this, and Bobby was like sitting on him, and he was trying to move, and then Bobby would just like hit him again. And like every time like he would move an inch, Bobby would
In the car?
Yes.
Where did he hit him?
He was sitting on him, like right at his legs. He was going like at his back, and it wasn't in the back of his head.
So the whole car ride out to Grandpa's. If Mike moved or
like if he
yawned
moved, or if he got pissed, Bobby, like if I wasn't going fast enough, or for his like, why aren't you driving any faster?
And he would punch
like
in the
like either in the head, like anywhere, like a body shot. Like I didn't see exactly where his
whole ride out.
It was only a 10-minute ride because I just
How many times do you think he hit him in the car?
It had to be like 10 times.
10 times in the ride out?
Yeah, because then he was like, I can't believe you came to my, like, going over in his head, I guess, can't believe you came to my fucking house, and then just hit him, like, getting mad in his head, I guess, and then just hitting him. And he just kept, like, mumbling that, and then he's like, oh, I want to get you in your face right now, but his face must have been down. And he's like, I can't get to your face right now, and then Bobby said he broke his toe. He thought he broke his own toe. Kicking Mike. That was pissing him off too.
In your mind, do you think that Michael was trying to get away from Bobby, Tim, and Seth at the top of the stairs?
Yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because he said, Bobby, please stop.
But why do you think he was trying to get away? What motion?
I think he realized, well, like, because he tried to move, he was always trying to get out. But, like, I think he realized, like, he was in too far now. Like, I don't think he knew Tim was there or how big he was. Like, I just think he realized, like, oh, shit, like, I fucked up. Because when he was running up those stairs, like, they said he was going towards, like, Bobby's bedroom. But once he got up there, he didn't even have a chance to. They didn't even give them the chance to go in a room, so... I don't know if that was the excuse for what they did up there, like trying to say that he was in the room, going for the room, but that's what they told me after the fact. That's what I was told.
What did he tell you to tell the police?
Nothing at all. He said, go with what your mom said, go around that, but don't say nothing about what happened tonight.
Haskell even trusted her enough to believe she wouldn't tell the police. This doesn't fit with the threatening, violent attitude Clemenza described earlier.
Just talk about today, like the daytime, of me and Mike having a verbal altercation.
What did he want you to stay away from specifically?
What happened on those steps. And afterwards, like that whole hour and a half span. Of Mike. Basically anything of Mike being at that house from that on, he did not want me to talk about.
But you did. You did, and he knew that you already knew that. So there's something else he's wanting you to stay away from. What was that?
That he's got fucking $25,000 of cash in his house at all times.
What the hell?
That he's
We
on
don't
parole.
care about money.
Well, because I think he's just getting off parole.
We know he's on parole.
That he
knows that we know that. He's assigned somebody.
Yeah,
so you know what I mean? So that is irrelevant.
He said something like he only had 2 more days left, or I don't know. But he just, that.
That's all well and good. But there's something specific to the actions tonight that he wanted you guys to stay away from.
That he beat him with the bat. That he. There's no remorse, that he don't give a fuck.
Let me ask you this. Your actions in this, right?
Yes.
Do you feel you did something wrong?
Yeah.
What do you feel you did wrong, specifically?
Didn't call the police.
What else?
Fucking.
Your actions I'm talking about.
I wish I would have went outside and just told Mike to leave, or just fucking left with him or something. Just walked far with him. So that this wouldn't have happened.
Do you think?
I wish I could have just. I wish it was that simple, honestly. If I had them on me, I would have just gave them to him to just not have this have happened.
Do you think going outside by your own admission, you say that Tim and Bobby, after he's wrapped up in an electrical cord, vacuum cord, throw him outside like a piece of trash. That's your own words.
Yeah.
He's laying face down, in your own words, in a big puddle of blood alongside the house. Do you think when he got free from those binds and he tasted his first bit of freedom at that point of time, because his hand was out in front of him, he could see it, right? It's moving. There's that glimmer of hope.
And then freaking
Hold
kept
on.
telling him, you're going to die.
Why did he tell him that?
He just kept saying, you're going to die, you better fucking stop, you better stop. Tim, because Bobby was saying that Tim wanted to kill him, but I don't know, then it doesn't make sense to me, honestly, what happened up there, because the way they're explaining it to me is like, doesn't add up.
So what are they explaining to you?
Because Seth is trying to tell me that he was the voice of reason by telling Bobby, like, don't do it, it's not worth it. And then Tim was saying he wanted to do it, but he heard the baby crying, and if me and the baby weren't there, it would have went down different if it was just men there. I don't know, I don't think.
And what was Bobby saying?
Bobby was pissed that he didn't hurt him further. He's like, oh.
So, again, I'm going back to your actions, because I'm talking to you specifically here.
Yes.
So that he wiggles through, and Tim's by now your admission saying you're gonna die,
Yeah.
right? But he's got that hand out front.
I'm trying to fucking tell Mike, like, Mike, just please stop.
Do you think grabbing his arm and putting it behind his back so it can be tied again was the right thing to do, period?
At that point I did, just because I wanted to drive him to get him out so he didn't get hit any further, so it wasn't any further bats. In my head at that moment, what I thought is if he stopped moving, it would be over faster for him and then he would be free.
How cold was it out? Was it pretty cold?
Yeah. I mean, I was hot because of the adrenaline, but
it's cold.
The crying and
it's cold. And where did you guys deposit Mike?
North Hudson.
North Hudson. In a residence?
It was like right outside a house, in between like two houses.
Was it near the roadway, on a driveway, in the yard?
The roadway.
In the roadway. So you are on North Hudson, and you open a door, right? You're driving, right? You're driving that car, all right? Open a door, and we place him out. We place Mike out on the ground. Did he have shoes on?
No, he had socks in his jacket.
Was he still tied at that point?
Yes.
Was he able to free himself at that point?
No. I thought Bobby was going to take off the cords.
Did Bobby take off the cords?
No.
Did Seth take off the cords?
They saw headlights and they jumped in the car.
Did they take him?
No.
Okay. So all three of you drive him out to a roadway, set him on the roadway in the slush, the snow, the ice, and the cold, bound so he can't move or walk away, right?
Yeah.
And you thought leaving him there was better, right? By your own admission. That was better for him. How is that fucking better for him?
I don't really know. It just
Well,
the moment. No, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Back now, it's fucking stupid. I know. I just wanted him away from that house and away from the.
And the other part of that is, and this is the thing is, in your head you think that it's a good thing that while he was free, his freedom, you by your own admission took his right or left hand.
That's fine.
So it would
right.
be his right, and put it back behind his back so that who could tie it?
Seth.
So Seth could tie it.
I know, it doesn't make any sense. I just...
Where, and while you're doing all this, how is Seth tying it when he's holding at that point?
He wasn't holding it.
So where's he at that point?
In the car sitting, and I put her in the front seat.
Which car?
The silver car.
The car that we're putting him in?
Yeah, I had her sitting in the car because I didn't want her screaming and Bobby yelled at her again.
Do you see what I'm getting at?
I was like, we were supposed to go there. It was just supposed to be a quiet night.
It's not supposed to be a quiet night because I'm going to tell you why. Okay? You and Michael have a plan to do a robbery
Even it was
at this place.
supposed to be. It was supposed to be like more.
That
thoroughly.
doesn't.
No, I know.
It was supposed to be more thoroughly planned.
Like,
Okay?
They
But
were
here's
supposed to be in the house.
But here's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything you've said today points to the fact that you guys were setting these guys up to rob them. Okay? Am I right?
They were not supposed to be in the house.
But they were, and
Yeah.
that doesn't negate the fact.
Friggin' alcohol.
It doesn't negate the fact
No,
that
I
he
know.
carried out the plan
I know.
unbeknownst to you.
Yeah,
Okay?
I know.
But you're still part of that planning process, right? You're still part of planning a robbery and setting these guys, setting Bobby up and Tim up and Seth up to take their cash, right?
No. No.
Well, they're all part of it. And he knows, does Michael not know that Seth has in his room? Does he not know? And it doesn't matter, he knows they're there, right? And he has money. He knows that by your admission there's a map and all this other stuff, right?
Yeah, I just told them like the rooms and stuff, yes.
Right, and whether wood might possibly be in the room,
Yeah,
that there's going to be money in there. Don't do it when Tim's there.
Yeah.
All the pitfalls.
Yeah, I was trying.
Right?
Yeah.
So again, this is being set in motion, whether it's the ideal plan or not.
Yeah.
Being set in motion.
He told me too. He's like, I want you to make sure they're not home. Like that.
Whose shotgun was it?
Hit Mike's grandpa's.
How do we know that?
That's what Mike told me, that he had his grandpa's shotgun.
And what type of shotgun was it?
I have no idea. I don't know shotguns.
Does Grandpa know that his shotgun was missing?
I haven't spoken to him.
Nobody haven't spoken to him. Haven't spoken to. Okay. All right. Give me a moment. All right. I'll give you a little bit of a breather, a little bit of a break. All right. Do you need another cup of water? Give me a sec. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Everything, and then we're going to go from there, okay? So they're making a call to one of our bosses, all right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to, this is the village's thing, and they need this room.
Okay.
Obviously, you see there's a copier here and some stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to get out of here, all right? We're going to go up to Middletown, okay? And we're going to talk, we're going to go from there, all right? I can't tell you where we're going to end up, but you're going to be with me. I'm not going to leave you with somebody else, all right? So you'll be assigned with me, okay? Because we've been talking, you've been cooperative, you know, you've been working with me. So we're going to keep that same rapport.
It is more beneficial to keep using the detective that Clemenza feels comfortable with. She still feels as if he is on her side, which ensures that she is willing to speak freely.
And we'll go up there, and then we'll figure out from there where we're going, okay? And what we're doing.
What does that mean?
Well, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I can't tell you what that means at this point, okay? Because obviously there's other people making some decisions in this as well, okay? Plus, I don't know. There's other moving parts right now.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I don't want to say something to you in this room, and then it doesn't happen, and then you look at me like, I've been talking to you now.
Gotcha.
It is more beneficial to keep using the detective that Clemenza feels comfortable with. She still feels as if he is on her side, which ensures that she is willing to speak freely. Now that Clemenza has been told her story isn't entirely believable, she has a choice to make. Tell the detective what happened, or keep lying to try to make herself appear less guilty. In part 2 of her interrogation, we find out if Clemenza has what it takes to be honest. Thanks again for tuning in. Drop a like if you like this video, and check out my Patreon page if you want to support the channel even more. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.